Reveille.
Look at us now, tip to...
Ooh, Jesus.
Shout out to Morning Kombat.
Do you want a margarita? Yes! My God!
Come to us, doing what we love. It's time to bang. Oh, yeah, it's Monday. Can't trust that day. September deuce of the 25s. Back at it, live and direct here. Morning Kombat, Meadowlark Studios in the old Manhattan, BC. The Connecticut suburban giant, right? Full alpha all the time. Next to me, fresh off the bird from Vegas, and boy, are his arms tired. It's Washington, D.C.'s bearded assassin, Luke Thomas.
What's up, man?
Yeah, we ain't got shit to talk about today.
Nope.
But
we're gonna make it work.
We make lemonade out of lemons, apparently.
Out of piss.
So we are going to have there was some developments to this White House. So we're going to talk about your cité.
That's right.
We're going to talk about the UFC. We're going to draft White House cards.
All right.
And we have a new segment today to fill time.
Tell them what it's called. And by the way, I had no say in this. Well, no, that's not true. BC asked me, hey, I have an idea. I want to run a new game on Monday. But in terms of the content of the game, I know nothing.
Yeah. Hate it or love it, the underdog is on top. That's some game for you. It's called A Trois. So, yeah. Let's go. We'll also be taking your DM questions and be picking through the kernels of my shit to see if Luke gets moved emotionally by Cake Lady. You know?
I haven't slept well in days, but I am ready to go for today's show.
You were, I'm assuming, fantastic. I did not get a chance to see it, though. XFC 53, Juan Archuleta in the main event, Las Vegas on Saturday.
Yeah.
Is there anything you can tell us about how it went?
First of all, let's say big thanks to the folks at XFC, as well as XFC partnered with another promotion for this.
What was that called?
Baroka. They're native to Las Vegas. The matchmakers from Las Vegas, the guys who run the promotion from Las Vegas, they were all super pros. Very nice people. So shouts to all the people at Baroka. They did a great job this weekend. A lot of challenges that they had to deal with, but they certainly made it work and thrived, I thought. And, of course, all to my XFC fam as well, Johnny LaQuasto and Jessica Aguilar.
Do you ever call Johnny Habibi like I do?
I don't. Okay. I don't.
That's what his lady calls.
That's when I guess his lady is Saudi. Is that right?
I think from that region of the world. I'm not sure which country.
She's Arab. I'm not sure exactly where from. But anyway, dude, Juan Archuleta, 38 years old. He's been a champion in every organization he's been in. He lost his last three in Ryzen.
Yes.
Took not quite, but almost a year off and came back and has had a highlight reel KO in Baroka. And then last night, or I should say Saturday, fought Jose Johnson, a four-time UFC vet. And, dude, smoked him. Listen, I don't know what Archuleta can do for the rest of his career, but he's been explicit. He wants a signing with the UFC. I really hope he gets it. I think he's earned it. There was some other dude. Ray Cooper was on this card against this. Dude,
Ray Cooper the third. That guy bangs.
Ray Cooper the third. How old is Ray Cooper?
I'm gonna guess 38.
32. I couldn't believe.
How the hell is
that's
he 32?
What I said, dude. And he's beaten names like Brett Cooper, Magomed Karamov, Rory McDonald.
Brett Cooper.
He knocked out Chris Curtis. He was on this card and he lost to a guy from Kyrgyzstan. Dude, these guys from that part of the world, man, they are.
Valentina's from Kyrgyzstan too.
Yeah, they're not fucking around. They're different over there. Anyway, it was cool, man. It was cool. It was flying Southwest, not my favorite. I don't enjoy that boarding process, if I can be honest with you.
Yeah, Southwest is the worst. But would you be willing to roll the dice on a budget airline and I know Southwest kind of is, but
I'm actually doing that.
Frontier.
Yep.
Avello I throw in there, and then what's the notorious one?
Breeze.
I've never taken Breeze. You guys ever taken Ryanair in Europe? That's like their budget airline.
Wait, what's the other one? What's the one that everybody?
Dude, I took
Spirit.
Bro, I took a flight from Athens to Barcelona on Ryanair. I honestly wasn't sure we were going to crash in the Mediterranean on the way.
Do you think you can get high just from talking to Ken? Like just from looking at his eyes? You think?
Okay, let me finish this real quickly. I have to cop to one error that I'm sure like almost nobody saw, but now that I'm saying this, people will see it. There was an error getting the prelims going. There was supposed to be two, and we had to do one post-lim. So we did a post-lim. And I told you about this, dude. This card got reshuffled in innumerable ways.
There are a lot of Gastelums on there, yeah.
Well, not just that. Like, there was just insane. I cannot tell you how many. I completely could not keep track with all the changes. So finally we get to the post-lim, and I had called one of the guys' fights, the guy who won. So I knew who he was, but I thought he'd been on the card all this time, and I forgot how he got plugged in because there was another Perez guy who was on the card before him who dropped out. I just lost my train of thought. So I put a microphone in his face. He has a phenomenal knockout over a D1 wrestler. And I go, did you plan to wrestle in the camp? He's like, the camp? Motherfucker, I got the call 4 days ago. And I was like,
you're doing cage interviews,
yeah,
right?
I had to do interviews too.
Yes.
So I was like, sorry about that. But he looked, shots to Luis Perez, he looked great.
Did you see MK fan Big E?
No, I texted him. He had some WWE event going on?
It was WrestlePalooza, the first pay-per-view in the ESPN era.
That's right. So he had to be there. He couldn't make it. He sent his regards, but no, he was not there. I did meet some MK fans, though.
He works the desk with Peter Rosenberg afterwards, like the post-show.
Is that right?
Or pre-show. Who did you met? MK Donks?
A bunch of MK Donks out there. And dude,
I like that.
Vegas has some real fight fans that are local fight fans. They like local MMA. And they came up and they all were like, oh, we love MK, BC, blah, blah. They have nice things to say about you as well. Yeah, dude, it was cool. I mean, it was some challenges, but it was cool.
Dude, I was in Home Depot yesterday, and there was this guy 2 ahead of me in the return line, and he was like jacked, tattoos and stuff, Puerto Rican guy, and he was glaring at me over his shoulder.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I'm thinking, oh, shit, like, am I going to get... And then finally he comes up to me, he's like, you that boxing guy. I'm like, yeah, I am. He goes, I just won $6,000 on Crawford beating Canelo.
No
I'm like,
way.
yeah. So shout out to that. Story time over. Follow the show. Check out our socials right there.
Thanks to everyone who watched.
It's not like we're rushing through it today, Luke. Believe me. You can follow us, our extended YouTube channels as well. Thank you to everybody watching on the DraftKings Network. Like and subscribe on YouTube, and you audio only folks. Shout out to you as well. We have merch this month, and it's very exclusive for September. Go to morningkombat.shop right now. Let's get after it because it won't be here too long. We're talking about Black Liver Society, brought to you by Average Joe Art. We got hoodies, we got t-shirts. We have the Cracker Barrel LT MK shirt, which will look great this fall on you. How about the signed TMNT posters? It supports us a long way. It allows you to look cool in front of your friends when they have no idea what it says on your shirt. But either way, it goes in the pockets of the three of us. Evergreen styles available. Mix and match your colors. Go to morningkombat.shop right now. The third member of our team is a podcaster himself, and he's a bong enthusiast. You know the whole spiel.
He's single.
And he's from, not yet.
Finally happened.
He's from Long Island. It's Luke Nocita. Sir, it's great to see you. How are you?
It's great to see you guys, too. You guys have a good weekend?
Yes, I do.
Yes, yeah.
Great family
good.
weekend, all right?
Yeah.
What'd you do this weekend with no UFC?
I had to spend it all with my girlfriend.
Yeah, I bet.
Had to.
I
Listen
bet.
to that. Had
I
to.
know. He was
What
like,
are you babysitting
fucking
your own
shit.
kids? I mean, come on, right there.
I ran a 10K on Saturday, you know. Got a
Oh,
little
nice.
action.
Dude, hip hop horn to that. That's not bad right there,
I'm not
man.
gonna hip hop on that. You know.
So he is the host as well of this prop quiz that I lucked into defeating you.
Mhm.
Shaquille Majori defeated Dennis Shrukatorov of Australian fame, and it's going to be me and Shaq for $100.
If you lose to the guy who texts me,
Yeah.
you're dead to me. You understand that?
I understand
if you
that.
lose to Shaq, MK is now going to be the Shaq and LT show.
But like, I wasn't supposed to beat you or Mike Heck, so this is like a Cinderella run. I don't know how I'm
Dude,
gonna...
you're having a great moment.
Thank you.
You're
very
like
much.
you're the Ken Jennings of MMA trivia.
MK
well, it's
fan-
more than MMA trivia, actually, right? Like, how would you describe the show?
So when I first had you guys on, I had a little more like random questions. Since
Okay.
then, I've tightened it up to pretty much be only
okay,
MMA.
okay.
I don't really like MMA that much. I don't know how I'm even here. But Sleeto, fan of the show, has put $100 on the line. Shout out to that fella. And I'm going to use it on Delta 8s if I win. I can't win.
That's the appropriate prize.
There we go. All right. Hey, let's get into the show. We're going to have some fun today. So let's hit it with topic number 1. I know we hit it for topic 5 on Friday, but a lot of developments came over the weekend about this late June 250th anniversary of the U.S. White House UFC card on the South Lawn. We had a bunch of players, including Conor McGregor, Michael Chandler, and Dana White, make different appearances on Fox News. We've got releases of drawings. We've got a few things going on, but let me start with a general question here, Luke. From the release of these artist renderings that we'll get to in a second, from McGregor telling Fox News that he's going to fight Michael Chandler, of all people, to Dana White saying this will be the greatest fight card in UFC history. Everyone's talking about this UFC White House card. Maybe because it's a slow news cycle, but that's not really the question. How much have these latest developments, though, increased or decreased your excitement, separate from your political lean, just about the idea of what Dana's saying? UFC is coming to the nation's capital. They're taking over the city. They're aligning it with the country's 250th birthday, and they're putting on one of the most unique events we have ever heard of.
Yeah, I mean, people keep saying to make this separate from political leanings, but that's really not possible. Not that this is a discussion I'm about to have.
I'm asking you as DC resident and MMA fan.
Yeah, but like, dude, you have an administration who is in DC that are hostile to the people of DC, like me, and listen to me. We don't have to. I'm not going to spend a bunch of time on it. I'm going to make it in and out.
Mm-hmm.
But they're aligning themselves with the administration at a time in which they are engaging in a series of extraordinarily polarizing acts. And I don't know how you can divorce those considerations given the tie-ins.
It's not easy, but
more to the point, there's a broader consideration about, dude, the Rumble in the Jungle, the Thrill in Manila.
Yes.
There are
those were kind of sports washing.
Let's be honest. That's what this is. This is
yes.
what this is too. And the last thing I'm going to say on this is, for just the present moment, I was looking this up the other day. Did you know? So one thing that Dana White said was, by the way, they might do the weigh-ins at the Lincoln Memorial, and that we've talked about the geography, the ellipses, just on the other side of
we're going to play those
East Street. Yeah. There is this. I mean, dude, the National Mall can hold hundreds of thousands of people. So 85 is actually, given the territory, relatively small. I mean, it's still huge, obviously. But the point I'm trying to make is they also said that. But I didn't realize this. Did you know in '74 for the Rumble in the Jungle, Ali and Foreman, that Mobutu Sese Seko also had a music festival for that, which is something that's kind of interesting because Dana White was like, we're going to have concerts there as well. We're going to take over the whole city. Anyway.
So all that aside, you as a DC guy, you've dedicated most of your adult life to covering this sport.
Yeah.
It's coming to your town.
Yeah.
Whether you align politically or not, it's a celebration of our country. All these new things, is it making you a little more excited about this?
Let me try and answer that question as genuinely as I can. If you ask the average DC resident what they expected or what their view is of this, I don't think you'd get a super high positivity rate. You'd get mostly, we don't really care one way or the other. So I don't know.
We don't care if they live or die.
No, not that. It's just,
the service workers have given me that look.
Dude, there's just all kinds of activities on the federal side of DC every single day. Like, it's hard to care about one big thing or the other. And these can be significant. I'm going to tell you, as a fan who cares about MMA, on the card side, that I do think that depending on how it goes, you could get something, yes, historic no matter what. But I'm talking about card quality. You could get some pretty interesting things.
Jones Whitaker is still a possibility.
Jones Whitaker is still on the board. Less likely, but possible. But the point I'm trying to make is, I actually think that the card could be really interesting. I don't know if it can be a slam dunk no matter what, which is something we'll get into.
Sure.
But the last thing I'd just say on this is, overall, I understand that MMA fans, the dominant lens is going to be, hey, look at the spectacle of this event, look at the quality of the card. These are the things that we care about. It's all we ever care about, absent these other considerations. I'm just saying, you cannot align with an administration and have these questions be considered irrelevant.
Right. I'll say from the beginning what I said when this got announced is, it's still weird to me, even as an MMA fan and a fan of this country, that this is how we're going to choose to celebrate this anniversary. But at the same time, the new developments are getting me a little bit more excited that we could see something truly unique and historic here. It'll be live and free to the public, according to Dana, on CBS. Long Island Luke, if you don't mind starting to show these images that were played on Fox News. So this is
the archway. The renderings, yeah.
Yeah, the renderings. This is the archway. If you can go back to that one, that would be fantastic. This is the archway of lights that Dana was talking about that would be over. So
this would be the South Lawn, and then there's essentially an East Street there, northwest, and then Constitution Avenue, and over in that territory is the ellipses, and then you're in the National Mall, basically.
So one side of the camera is pointing to the White House, the other side of the camera pointing to the Washington Monument.
This is the Lincoln Memorial here.
Where you were married on those steps, right?
No, I was married at the Jefferson Memorial.
Oh.
Yeah, the Jefferson Memorial.
Okay.
So again, what you're looking at there is the South Lawn. If imagine you could look further to the right, you would then see the, I guess that's it? Yeah, that's sort of it. No, that's them coming in. So that would be sort of the angle. Go back to the last one. This would be the fighters coming out of whatever they're going to come out of. Yes, you can. Look over the guy with the white shirt, the fighter walking out. Look over his left eye. You can see the Washington Monument just on the other side there. You can fill that up, I'm not even kidding, hundreds of thousands of people. You can easily do that.
Can we skip ahead to the Dana video talking about a lot of these details, please? This is interesting. Dana White on Fox News.
Yeah. So we want to reveal these schematics, these pictures for UFC with the octagon in the middle. How many seats there? What is the plan?
Well, we're still playing with that. It's going to be under 5,000 people. It depends on how much the lawn can hold.
Are you able to pause it?
As far as weight, the octagon.
Very quickly, my official prediction for how many people are going to be there, closer to the 3,000 range.
Okay.
Put me down for that. Go ahead.
Okay.
On itself weighs 15,000 pounds. So we don't know. We're still working it out. And my vision for this thing is we have this big arch, as you can see, with the lighting grid, because what I want is the White House on the back. And then when the fight goes around to the other side,
There
you'll see the Washington Monument.
Yeah,
in
we'll
the
keep scrolling through. There's another shot from the side, and you can kind of see the grand scope of this. The next one, there you see the fighters kind of walking in, and there's the backwards look. I mean, it's a massive operation right there.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it really is.
In addition to that, on the South Lawn, there's also a viewing party on the Ellipse. I think we have a shot of that with all the screens, and that's a lot more people in that area.
That could be
we can fit
huge
85,000 people over there. We're going to have a stage where music, we'll have bands playing all day, and then people will be able to bring blankets and lay around and watch the fights. We'll have screens up everywhere for everybody. We're literally going to take over Washington, D.C. that week. We're going to do the weigh-ins there. We're going to have fan events
at the Lincoln Memorial.
And we'll have fan events all week. We're going to do our expo there and just a total Washington, D.C. takeover.
All right, look, I'm kind of getting excited about this. This is interesting. That idea of it almost being like a concert festival. We don't do this for MMA. We barely do stadiums or outdoor shows.
Yeah.
So this unique way of looking at it, look, I'm kind of fired up for it.
Here they are doing one of their biggest shows ever in my backyard. I should be a lot more excited for it. And I will say,
you can enjoy things, you know that.
Well,
right?
yes, you can, but BC, we also have to be consistent in the way in which we view the world, and not just throw things out because you have a fleeting moment of frivolity you want to entertain.
What
Let me
if
just
Jimmy
finish my
Kimmel
point
was
very
allowed to
quickly.
announce the fighters coming?
Hold on, let me finish my point very quickly. Sorry, goddamn. Here I am swallowing.
Once a man swallows.
Snot, yeah. The point I'm trying to make is, in many ways, this is following consistently with what we've asked of UFC, which is, hey, once in a while, go big. Do something special. And like for example, you may like it, you may dislike it, but they tried that at the Sphere.
Sure.
And I've been in favor of that. I like what they're trying from a very technical level here. It's ambitious, it's different, it's big. MMA needs that. It's just for me, lastly, I won't mention it for the rest of the show. The tie-in politically is undeniable, and to me, is very questionable about whether this is good for the long-term health of the brand, and certainly puts a bad taste in my mouth. I'll leave it at that.
I mean, maybe if it's like Kadyrov, Putin, Turkey, all the world leaders are there, then maybe your opinion could change on that. Let's go to Conor McGregor on Fox and Friends. This is a short clip, but talking about what I teased earlier, the idea that it's not going to be Nate, it's going to be Chandler.
Yeah.
With Dana White and UFC, there'll be a fight at the White House. They're making up the cards now. Does Conor McGregor want to be a part of that?
I'm on it.
You're on it?
I'm on it. Well,
Who are you fighting?
I am. This is me. Michael Chandler and myself have done the show, The Ultimate Fighter. We've had a good back and forth. He's a good, tough guy. And, the Mac is excited to get back for sure.
So is he saving the Diaz fight?
I just think because Chandler's All-American, because he he got screwed in the...
Diaz is also American.
True, and I'm not trying to make it say, I'm saying when you add in that he's a company man who got screwed by Conor when Conor pulled out of
and he's
two
also, to your point,
IFWs ago.
He's intensely patriotic.
Intensely patriotic. He was also on Fox News during this media roundup. Yeah. It makes sense. It would not make sense to me as a main event. If it ended up being Conor McGregor versus Chandler, now it's not lost on me the star power. They're just having McGregor in general. McGregor's pulled out of the Irish presidential race, sort of in line with this. I'm not sure if it's related or not, but would you tolerate if that was the main event, though? I feel like they can do so much better than that.
If that's the main event, I think that's a disappointment.
But on the card, that's
on the card, to me, a different consideration. As a main event, that's a letdown.
Yeah, that's a fun ass action fight. Here's a little bit of a shocker.
Can you believe that? We're at a place where we're saying a Conor McGregor fight. Not that they're saying it doesn't do well for the card, but they were literally saying him fighting someone else he did a reality TV show with. This is unsuitable for us in 2026.
I mean,
that's crazy.
Is some of that because Chandler's piled up losses? I mean,
I'm just saying 10 years after 2016, it's unfathomable.
It is unfathomable. Just having him on the card, though, to bring back casual fans. It's going to be live on CBS. It makes so much sense, even with Conor's missteps outside the cage. But speaking of missteps outside the cage, we played the footage on Friday of Dana White sort of voicing the opinion that the company has that can they trust John Jones to be on there? According to John Jones' biggest rival, Daniel Cormier.
I can't believe he did this.
This is interesting. Let's go right to DC here.
John Jones has stated publicly he wants to fight at the White House. Even last week, he was at the Grammys or some shit like that, and he was on the red carpet speaking about how he's back testing and he's ready to fight at the White House.
His
but Dana
publicist did
seems
that to him.
more stern in not letting him today than I have ever seen him in regards to John Jones. I remember when he canceled that fight against Chael, Dana said he'll never headline again. This time he seems like he is not going to back down and allow for him to be on his White House card. And if I'm being completely honest, I don't know that I agree. I think I would let him fight. I think if he wants to fight, I would let him fight, because for as much as mixed martial arts is a global sport, and it's a sport that everybody loves and we support people from all around the world, at the end of the day, when we're fighting at the White House, you want American people that can win at the end of the night. Imagine if we're on the White House lawn and the Americans aren't winning fights. And that could happen, because when the opening line from McGregor versus Chandler comes out, Chandler's going to be a pretty substantial underdog, as he should be. Even though Conor hasn't fought in forever, he will still be the favorite to beat Michael Chandler. I believe that you got to let him fight, man. I think that you put some things in his contract that makes it very costly to not follow through.
It's an interesting take from the fact that it's his biggest rival, in that none of us are apologizing for John's missteps. But I also agree, and I said it last week, I think with the lack of American stars and the fact that he's the closest outside of Kayla Harrison, who's the only American champion and will probably be on this card as well and deserves to be, he's the closest one who doesn't have a belt, who can be in a super-ish fight that could main event it if they did the Aspinall fight, or even if they did a Pereira fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, in some form.
I was thinking about this, right? And I like Daniel. I mean, I'm not here to bag on him like it's his opinion. I just can't understand how he came to this position.
It's got to be a pro-American position. That's got to be the foundation of it.
Okay.
Because if you did Ilya Islam in the main event, we'd all love it from an MMA standpoint, but for the 250th birthday of this country, it might not make sense.
Well, first of all, it's not for the 250th birthday of this country. They moved it to a different fucking month.
They moved it like a week before. It's the same thing. They think about it. IFW used to be a July 4th weekend card. Now they've moved it to late June. It's the same thing.
I mean, they can say it's for the birth of the country to valorize it. It's not. Just matter of factly, it's not. Okay.
I mean, don't die on that hill. Come on. They just moved it a week earlier.
It's not, BC. It's not. They can, dude, if they can valorize it with rhetoric, whatever they want. It doesn't have any relationship to that. They can party and then throw fights at a party. That's true, but this has nothing to do with treating the history of our country reverentially. All right, putting that aside, here, Cormier saying that. Dude, I got off the plane in Vegas on a Wednesday night. And this is before, you had turning on the phone and then seeing all the texts from my producer at SiriusXM being like, Jones popped, fight is off.
Yes.
And I'm like, and who was the other guy who was supposed to fight at 200? Daniel Cormier. Cormier ended up fighting, of course, as we know, Anderson Silva. Now, BC, I was thinking about this, and I'm like, how would that not have left the most insane, awful taste in his mouth? And I suspect, of course, that it did. Part of it is just moving on. He fought him again later, blah, blah, blah. But also, remember, that card had Brock Lesnar on it. It had Anderson Silva on it, who was his opponent. It had, some big names on it. Probably did pretty well on pay-per-view. He probably still did well enough on that card no matter what, right?
Sure.
But does that change his opinion? Because in the end, he didn't suffer financially as a consequence?
I respect that he's taking his personal feelings out of the debate and saying, look, for the sport, for the country, for what this event is supposed to be, if John wants to fight, if you can put in the contract elements that make it, a huge penalty for him to F up, then let's do it. Now, he's not saying it has to be the main event. He's not saying it has to be Aspinall, although I'm saying that.
Yeah.
Could you do John Pereira? You could do a few different things, but
the idea of John Jones as a main event for this card, when the premium is what? Star power, of course, but reliability, seems to me impossible. On the card, something of a separate argument, certainly. But let's also reckon with something else. Number one, Jones is unreliable. Not just with anti-doping authorities, but with various criminal proceedings.
Pregnant women in intersections.
You name it, right? He is unreliable and has been unreliable for long durations of his career. More to the point, BC, I'm sorry to tell everyone this, if we stack this card in the most insane way possible, again, it depends who you use. We'll get to that. What about the rest of the freaking calendar? The UFC needs... Seriously, if you're the UFC, think about how the UFC builds their vision. They build it year or 5 year at a time. So, yes, you got to fill the July pay-per-view. You got to fill, I'm sure this will be International Fight Week. You got to fill the August. You got to fill the November back in MSU. You got to fill these
You could
dates.
have issues if there's injuries. But
Why not save Jones for one of those?
Because we have so few American stars. That's why. But I want to hedge that by saying, don't you think people would be, we're seeing how aggressive people are in saying they want to fight on this card. I think people would be willing to do short camps, short turnarounds for this. Even Ronda Rousey, I'm not saying she's coming back, but she's posting videos of her training for the first time in years. And there's quotes of her saying, without the pressure on my shoulders, I feel so good doing this. I don't know if she can come back with all the CTE comments she's made, but you're starting to see everyone come out of the woodwork and want to be on this for the unique nature of it. That's why I want to sneakily ask you, is there any part of DC that's thinking if I pushed for John to be on it, then I do a trilogy against him?
He started training. Did you see that? I mean, I don't know if he started training, but he
got up in the bullpen?
Correct me if I'm wrong, Luke. Has DC recently been putting out more footage of him training?
I haven't seen it. I'm not going to lie.
I have. I definitely have.
All right. Do you think DC could shed enough weight to do this?
Brother, I love DC. He got a long way to go.
He got what, 8-9 months? That's enough time, right? 9 months?
I think he could. Do you really think that? I really hadn't considered this.
Dude, I'm the only American that's still pushing for this to be a trilogy at heavyweight, Jones versus DC. I'm the only one.
You think that's the way they go?
You're not going to do Jones Stipe too, are you? I mean, he is American, but no, come on. No. I mean, it could be Jones Derek Lewis. There's a lot of ways this could work.
That's right.
I would like Jones Aspinall, if I'm really being honest. Rematch of 1776. Let's go, okay? All right, let's go on that one.
Dude, this is the part about Jones that is so frustrating. Aside from the questions about who he is as a person, but the way in which he interacts with the world. Can you imagine if you had Michael Chandler's reliability and pro company stuff, showing up for everything on time, blah, 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 booster, being a booster for the company and media, but then Jones's talent and ability? How easy this call would be, how delighted we would be to make it.
Yeah.
It's insane.
And speaking of Diaz, I think you could do Diaz Masvidal 2, Diaz Holloway. There's some things you could do with Diaz.
There are a few options you have with Diaz.
We're going to get into that pretty shortly.
Where the appetite is and what that fight looks like we didn't talk about this. Are you a little bit concerned about who you book at the White House based on what happens in the fight? And I don't mean the violence and the gore, although what can you do? You can book the two most pillow-fisted fighters, and one might catch an elbow, and then
somebody could lose an air. Yeah. Some chick might shit her pants. You never know.
A broken arm from an arm bar. You never know. But in terms of remember late stage Bellator where it just looked almost certain of those old guy fights would look a little on the comical side.
I don't want them to go
So how youthful do you have to go to fulfill that mission?
Look, I'm not worried about what it does to the rest of the calendar because I'm still a little bit upset that when we're talking about both the Sphere and UFC 300, it didn't feel like they properly planned it. It felt like they were sort of scrambling to fill out the cards, particularly 300, right? And I'm like, for something this historic that was so far away on the horizon on the calendar, you have to make it big. I would almost rather them make this as good as it can be. But there are questions, like you're saying, how many old guy fights will downgrade the feel of the product? How many non-Americans do you want when you still want to show the best of what UFC has? There's a lot of things in play right here. I wonder if the concern about the schedule and the concern about a lack of Americans leads to it being, and the fact that it's going to be live on CBS and it's a spectacle, leads to the fact that we have a lot of aging American names on there. Just from the standpoint of you're not going to kill your champions and contenders in the other divisions, but Chandler, Max Holloway, could you get Poirier up in the bullpen? You know what I mean? Those type of names. Could the card be filled with those where it's more inconsequential all-star game fights? I don't know if I would hate that or not. As long as it's a perfect mix, would you be upset if, the main card was filled with 3 fights of really no consequence, but just fun American beloved names, putting them in there?
I'm not sure which way to. I don't know what the right answers on these are. You have to. This is one of those unusual cards where you kind of got to balance some competing factors that maybe are always there, but not to this degree. They're much more pronounced this time, and that makes getting the balance right a little tougher.
A little bit tougher. Wow. All right. Let's get ready to draft in a second. We're going to be going a little bit deeper on UFC White House, but you want to talk about the time? Now is a good time as ever to remember where tequila's story truly began. You know what I'm talking about. Back in 1795. Oh, yeah, Cuervo, they invented tequila. And since then, Cuervo stayed true to its roots. We're talking the same land. We're talking the same family. You better believe we're talking about that same passion as well, because 230 years later, Cuervo is still here in every pour, in every margarita, in every celebration, even in every Morning Kombat UFC pregame preview. So enjoy the tequila that started it all, Cuervo, the tequila that invented tequila. ProximoCuervo.com. Please drink responsibly. And LT, I like to remind the audience once again that we're coming up on Friday, October 3rd, one day before UFC 320, correct?
That's right. Yep.
320. A fantastic. What's that card? That's Ankalaev Pereira 2.
Mm-hmm.
What's the co-main?
Let me pull that.
Marab Corey.
Marab Corey.
Dude,
yes.
People
bang,
are
bang.
sleeping on how good
Bang,
that fight
bang.
is.
You, me
included,
Long
yeah.
Island Luke, Jed Mishu the second, right
Yeah,
here.
we're gonna get crab
Let's do
lice.
it. We're gonna get Cuervo. We're gonna find out where tequila's story began in real time. All right, so check that out. All right, let me get my laptop here. We're gonna have a little bit of fun. You remember our draft for UFC 300 back in the day when we tried to make a fun card?
Yep.
Back then, though, we were picking fighters and we were sort of matching on the fly. Well, this UFC White House draft, we're gonna mix it up just a little bit. So let me get into the rules here, because you know Luke Thomas, right? We know Luke Thomas, right?
Yeah.
He'll break a
I
rule.
can't believe you brought your laptop to MK. That might be a first.
The damn rundown, though. What am I doing here? All right, sorry. I think I just deleted something there. So here's the plan. Luke Thomas and I are going to take turns drafting matchups to fill out our cards. 6 fights each, where each are going to come forth with our own White House super card. Once a matchup is taken, neither fighter can be used by the other person. We are going to put the poll out there from Long Island Luke on the live YouTube to get the fans to vote on which super card at the White House they're going to. So Long Island Luke, how do we decide who gets to go first here? And I got a couple, 1 or 2 other rules I got to tell you.
I don't know. We didn't think this through. Thinking of a number 1 to 10.
Okay. I'm going to go with number 3.
I'll go 7.
The number was 4, so we'll give BC
All right.
go first.
All right. So here are your rules for this.
This is not, by the way, this is not the game we're playing later. This is not a Range à Trois.
This is not a Range à Trois.
All right.
So we are going to go back and forth picking matchups. All fighters chosen must currently be on the active UFC roster, but each of us are allowed to pick one fighter who is either non-active as retired or a free agent, but they can't be under contract with PFL or one. Okay?
Okay.
So you get one fight with one bonus retired or free agent fighter.
Okay.
Also, each fighter is only eligible to be drafted once. So here we go.
I have one question.
Sure.
As I draft, do I have to draft in a particular order? In other words, main card opener up or main event down? Probably main event down, because the premium being placed on, like, if once you use it, I can't use it.
I mean, I'm sure at the end you can switch it around. If your 4th fight is a perfect co-main, you can do that.
Okay,
but,
okay.
With the first pick in the UFC White House draft for 2025, Team BC selects, let's do it, the Heavyweight Championship, UK versus USA Part 2. John Jones fulfilling his destiny here. Tom Aspinall versus John Jones for the UFC Heavyweight Championship. Let's go. That's my main event.
All right. So your first one is Jones Aspinall. I can't use either of them, right?
Correct.
Let's see how many criminals do I want on my card?
It's a fair concern.
Here's the sad part about MMA. Your card gets better the more criminals you have on it. That's
and the more non-Americans apparently in these days, you know. You got a few. This is going to be the hardest pick.
This is the pivotal one, because I got to make a decision about who's going to be on this card. You know what, man? I'm going to go with what I want to see. How about that? Okay. I mean, I'm going to fulfill the obligations of what you're asking.
Sure.
And I'm going to use one of my bonus picks.
Go for it.
Give me Ronda Holly Holm 2.
Whoa!
Give me Ronda Holly Holm 2.
For the main, the eyeballs would be there for that.
For Ronda Rousey's return against the time she got waxed by this fucking...
Live on CBS?
By the way.
Waking up all them casuals?
2 Americans. 2 Americans in the main event. 2 Americans. What do you think? What do you think about our main event so far?
I mean, BC's got you beat on the main event.
Fuck off.
That's like a good main card opener.
You don't even know if John is good anymore.
right.
Don't even know. By the way, what's true about Rousey?
I'm more shitting on Holly and Ronda than I am like.
Dude, the
praising
size
John.
of that fight, I'm sorry, is much bigger than Jones Aspinall. To a casual audience, dude, putting the return of Ronda Rousey in UFC,
It would be massive.
putting it on a White House and making that the main event would do motherfucking gangbusters.
Especially if she was humble in the way she was talking about how her career ended. If she
Totally.
went into deep detail about
If it's
it.
a big redemption story,
Yes.
dude, what are we talking
We
about
like
here?
second chances in American
Yeah,
life.
exactly. All
All
right, go
right.
ahead. So I took Ronda from you. That's a dagger, but I know what you're going to do here.
I can't leave this on the board with my second pick in your co-main event. Even if the UFC isn't going in the direction right here, matchmaker BC will. This is a slam dunk. Give me Conor McGregor, Nate Diaz 3.
Wow. Okay. All right. Conor Diaz 3. I like it. Now, why didn't you pick Chandler? Because you heard Conor just talking about it.
Look, both are. But Nate Diaz is American, first of all.
Yep.
So we have that going for us. They have to finish this rivalry off. So is there a better place to do it than right here?
Yeah.
I can't think
By the
of
way,
a better
I
place.
like your choice better than Conor versus.
Both are action fights. This one,
Chandler.
okay. If you went Chandler McGregor, you have more questions. I think in some ways, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But I was never all that. Even though that fight is going to be good in any circumstance at any time, talking about McGregor Chandler, I was never all that emotionally invested in it. I'm emotionally invested in the history of Diaz versus McGregor, even though it's been so long since they fought. They fought twice in back-to-back fights in 2016. I just think that if the point is to fish for casual fans, how many people came into the sport before Diaz McGregor won?
Yeah.
Like this is the number outside of possibly Rousey returning to try to avenge against Holly Holm. This is like the most nostalgically redemptive fight you can grab.
And by the way, I know that I could have gone Ronda Miesha Tate for the third fight?
Time, yeah.
But I don't think that has the same juice. I think Holly's got a little bit of a different.
That thing sailed away with that ATV that Brian Caraway stole, right? Yeah.
All right. I mean, this is the benefit. I can't have Jones or Conor, which we know, and Diaz too.
Should I went Jones DC3 for the
So
main event?
so all three of those are big ass names. There's no question. But I'm gonna go quality over name for my co-main event. I can't believe it's even the co-main event. But maybe it probably wouldn't be. But whatever. I'm gonna call it the co-main. Give me Ilya Topuria versus Islam Makhachev.
That's the best fight you can make in the sport.
I mean, that's a fucking no-brainer, right?
I mean, that's. I'm sorry to tell you, sir. That's your main event. Okay, that's the best fight you can make in the whole damn sport.
I went big size. I went,
Do you know what's crazy about that? Is now you have eliminated my ability to take Islam Rakhmonov or Ilya Patty, for example, right?
Yeah.
This starts to
it hurt a little bit. Yep.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna go.
Now, one question.
Yeah.
Do we have any concerns about how many title fights can go on the broadcast, either by the way UFC has done it, which is 3 at the most, or in terms of how it might interfere with broadcast time?
It's a great question. You and I are
do we
picking
want to say
6
3
fight
at the
cards.
most?
3 active UFC title fights are the most.
Okay.
But you're also going to have to, some of these will have to be 5 rounds. So how many 5-round fights do you want? Yeah, it's a question.
I think 3 is probably. Do we agree, Long Island? 3 title fights on this card is the max we can pick?
Yeah, definitely. Also, real quick, guys, we got to fix the lights. It's going to go dark in there for a second. Just
all right,
it's been going dark in my life for years.
Yeah,
it's all right. It'll look funny.
Oh!
All right, we back.
There we go. Okay, with the third pick in my White House draft, let's go past against future for the UFC Women's Bantamweight Championship. Kayla Harrison versus Amanda Nunes. Let's freaking go. Okay, let's go.
That's a big one. I mean, losing that hurts. I'm not going to lie and say
you
that
already
it doesn't.
have women on your card, so I mean, you could go back. I mean, you can give me Rose Whaley 3 if you really want to.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to go with one. So, sorry, say it one more time. You got
Harrison Nunes.
You got Nunes and you got Harrison. All right, making a list so I can see. All right. Now that hurts. That hurts. Your card, I think, is the more conventionally correct one. All right.
Got it.
Yeah, this fucks me a little bit. All right, I'm going to go with what I've got as the fight that I just think makes a lot of sense.
So I'm sorry, Leyenda versus Crawford is not available right now. Okay, I'm sorry.
We're going to do Crawford Spence in MMA. Jake Paul's MMA debut. No. I'm going to go with a fight that some people have been talking about that I think is not going to add really anything to the star power, but I do think would be, if we're talking about we gotta blow this card out, give me Merab Dvalishvili versus Alexandre Pantoja, 35 title.
I like that.
And understand something. You're going to say, oh, well, Merab is Georgian. That's true. But he also became an American citizen recently. So he is an immigrant. And I think telling that kind of an American story, if what we're ostensibly doing is trying to prioritize that, is pretty important. And also, by the way, as a fight, can't say you don't want to see it.
No, you want to see that. You
right.
definitely want to see that. All right, well done right there. You see our cards are shaping up through 3 fights. Okay, with my 4th pick here. Man, this is good.
Now we're tough. First 3, I feel like on either side.
I feel like I have better options for non-title fights than I do title fights here. You know, there's definitely some fun matchups you can make, but I do need one more title fight. So for my final title fight, I'm going to make it look like this.
Oh, I see. Yes. Okay.
I'm going to go with Khamzat Chimaev.
Oh, you fucking bitch.
Defending the middleweight championship against Fluffy Hernandez.
Oh.
Because I feel of this middleweight group, even though he just pulled out of a fight that could have got him into a title fight, that is the best option of can somebody stand up with the exact skills that Chimaev brings to the table. It's not as sexy star power-wise as the others. You know what I'm saying? It's not Chimaev versus Pereira, which was on the board. I'm instead going to go against Fluffy to have an actual live divisional matchup right here.
You son of a bitch. You took my Khamzat fight from me, but it's a good call. All right.
If I would have left you Khamzat Pereira there, I would have, or maybe I should have taken that myself. You know?
All right. If we're telling American stories, not the whole way through, but we're doing our best to prioritize it, I don't see how you can have a card, given who's on the roster, given who's available, given who we haven't picked yet.
Yep.
Give me Max Holloway defending the BMF title against Dan Hooker.
Oh, wow. That wouldn't have been on my list, but that one bangs. Wow.
Max Hooker for the BMF title. So my 3 title fights would be Topuria Makachev at, I guess, 55, Merab Pantoja at 35, and then BMF title Max Hooker.
Biggest placement for a hooker at the White House since Hunter Biden's run, right? Yes. There it is.
That is awesome. That is awesome. All right.
2 fights left.
All right. What you going to do?
Many that I want. So many that I want here.
Don't say anything, Long Island Luke, other than to answer the question, yes or no. Is there a big fight, or is there a reasonably big fight that we haven't picked yet that you had in mind?
No, but there's a big star on the table that you guys haven't
that's
picked
Poatan,
yet.
but we kind of took away a lot of the greatest options available.
Yeah, that's the problem.
I mean, look, you can go Poatan Ankh 3. That's on my list. Instead, I'm going to do
Title
this.
fight. Can't do that.
Instead, I'm going to do this. Doesn't involve an American, but it does work for me high up in contention. I do not know if he will be champion or not at this point. But either way, I'm going Jack Della Maddalena against Ian Machado Gary.
Wow, that's actually not a bad call. JDM against Ian. You love Ian Gary.
So I guess in this scenario, JDM would have lost to Ankalaev in this scenario. Okay?
Yes. Again, we're doing the best we have with the information that we've got. Okay.
I mean Makachev. You said Ankalaev. JDM. You said if JDM lost to Ankalaev.
Oh yeah,
Thank you for
sorry, I didn't hear.
I have.
All right.
CT.
I gotta take this next fight because I just feel like if I don't, you're gonna pick one of these 2 guys and it's gonna fuck me. And I do think that this fight is both relevant, interesting, valuable for the card, and has an American on it. Again, I'm trying to prioritize that to the extent possible. Give me Sean Brady versus Shavkat Rakhmonov.
That's a good ass fight.
Sean Brady. Shavkat Rakhmonov.
That is a good ass fight.
Now, you could. Here's the thing. You know who would be a great candidate for this card if he hadn't fucked up against RDR? Bo Nickel. Bo Nickel would have been a great call. Also, we have
Cable Stevenson is available. That would have been interesting to put
him.
on
And
this
also,
card.
you know what kind of sucks about the state of Henry Cejudo? He also would have been a good candidate for this card. But I can't think of the right bantamweight matchup to make any of that work.
Fair point.
So give me Brady Shavkat.
All right.
Last one.
Last one here. I like old guy fights. I got certainly one of those with McGregor Diaz. I mean, Jones is old, but Amanda's old too. But the whole point is, I got one with McGregor Diaz, but I do feel like we need bangers. So I'm going to pull a free agent and I'm going to do this.
Uh-oh.
And I think I also picked this for our UFC.
Didn't you already
300
pull a free agent, Nate Diaz? Can't do it twice.
That's a fair question. Do we consider Nate Diaz a free agent or under contract right now? I guess
free agent.
He's free.
That's a fair point. Okay. You know what I was? I can't do it. I was going to do.
This is where it gets tough.
I was going to do Chandler Eddie 3.
Oh, that would have been good.
That would have been a banger. But I can do even better than that. All right, here we go. I'm looking over my list of remaining ones. I can't do a title fight because I've done 3 already, so that makes it hard for Pereira right here. All right. I'm going to do... Yeah, this is starting to make sense. I'm going to do Paddy Pimblett.
Oh. All right.
Versus Arman Tsarukyan.
Oh, that's a good fight.
No, I mean, you know, we're not getting U.S. pride there in a lot of ways. But I mean, Tsarukyan is an American citizen now, right? But there we go.
I don't know if he is, but
either way,
you know, he's an Armenian in my heart. You know. Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one. All right, let's read BC's card out. So BC's got Aspinall Jones as your headliner, McGregor 3 co-main, Harrison Nunes for the bantamweight title, not 45, right?
Correct, bantamweight title.
And then you got Hamzat Chimaev versus Fluffy for the middleweight title. JDM versus Ian Gary and Paddy Pimblett versus Arman Tsarukyan. Great card. Great card. All right, let's look at mine. So I got Rousey home too. I got a women's fight on there. I've got Makhachev Topuria, best fight you can make in the sport. I got Dvalishvili versus Pantoja. It's kind of a super fight.
Dude, Sugar Sean on the board?
Oh,
Poatan on the board, but I think you have enough title fights, although you could put him in a non-title fight. I almost did DDP RDR. That would have been a good one as well.
Yeah. I had RDR. I was going to do Hamzat RDR.
Oh.
But you took Hamzat
right,
from me,
one
so I
left
couldn't
for
do
you,
that.
LT. You got to close it out here.
Let me ask your opinion. What do you think I'm missing? Like, in terms of like the kind of thing an MMA fan would want that's missing from this?
It's hard to say because for as nostalgia as your main event is, your co-main is the best damn fight you can make in the sport, and your third fight is 2 top 10 pound for pound reigning champions against one another. You got nostalgia with Hook Holloway, yet it's not really nostalgia because it's an active BMF brawl.
Yeah.
And then you have a number 1 contenders fight there in maybe the deepest division. And
all right, I got it.
I think you may
Sean
just
Strickland
need a
versus
banger.
Bryce Mitchell.
I thought you were going to go Colby Strickland. Yeah. I think you need a fun action fight. That's what I really think you need right now. But
you know what? Colby is.
Where are you going? You're not going Colby.
He's still on the roster, right?
Yes. Yeah, he's still.
Honestly, you forget that shit.
Yep.
Do I want to do Colby Sean Strickland 85? I don't, right? Because Colby's a small 70er.
I don't want that. I don't want you to do that fight, okay?
Okay. Give me a second because
can't you do Izzy Strickland 2 and just call it a day?
You could do a non-title Izzy Strickland 2. Do you want that at 3 rounds? Because you can't have 5.
So Pereira is going to be the one that's headlining the pay-per-view before this, apparently, so that we can at least have business to continue to move.
All right. Man. All right, hold on. I'm going to get this. Just give me a second. Here.
Notice Volkanovski not taken.
I know. So I was thinking about that too.
H.E. not taken, the all-action guy.
So the big whiff in terms of quality, if we're talking about pound for pound guys, not being on this is Volk. Yep. Big time. He's missing.
Also, no Shavkat from you, right?
I did pick Shavkat.
Oh, you did?
Brady Shavkat.
That's right. Okay, my bad.
Brady Shavkat.
I didn't delete that off my list.
All right, let's do this. I think I might have made a pick here. Let's go. Let me see BC's card again. Put that up. Such a fucking good fight. God damn it. See, this is that's a real the reason why the Pimblett Tsarukyan fight is so good is because it's a real fight in the division rather than moving a guy up and just kind of like seeing if the pieces work.
I mean, that's exactly what you have in Brady Rachmaninoff. It's just like a number 1 contender potential fight.
But like, I think Pimblett versus Tsarukyan is going to be madness. You know what I mean?
Izzy Whitaker 3. Let's go. Come on,
They
Luke.
are no. You know what? I'm going to listen to BC on this one. Give me Izzy Strickland 2, non-title. I'm gonna put Izzy. I don't like this call. I wish I could make a different call, but
looks like I'm gonna retire Izzy on the White House lawn.
Yeah, I mean, you got. I mean, listen, you got to put names on there that people know.
That's a true fact.
Given that I can't overlap, your card is definitely gonna win.
You don't know. Long Island Luke, can you tell the people what they need to do?
Yeah, there's a poll in the chat right now.
Okay.
I put it up probably 5 minutes ago once you guys were like 3/4 of the way through. So.
I definitely think yours is going to win. However, I do think parts of my card are definitely better.
I mean, anyone can say what they want negative about that Rousey home too, but it would bring in so much interest. It's ridiculous.
Dude, for people who did not live through her peak, when I tell you it's a phenomenon unlike any I've ever seen, I'm not kidding. Connor obviously was bigger,
yes,
but not in terms of capturing wider audiences.
But Long Island Luke, you would agree that the Rousey would have to be the co-main.
Yes.
I think it's a good main card opener. I wouldn't even give it co-main.
You're out of your fucking
You need a title fight in the co-main.
mind.
Oh, you guys each have 3 title fights, and you think that's going to be top 3?
Fine. You could put Makhachev Topuria 1, obviously. You could put Merab going up, another one. You put Rousey home before a BMF fight. Sorry, you would. Dude, that's one of the biggest fights in the history of the fucking sport.
I hate the BMF title, but it is technically a title.
So what?
I think you got to put it in.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
Unless you're going to do like for the vacant women's featherweight title or some shit.
Yeah, I guess you could do that, but no, I'm not. Yeah, your card's going to win because you got Connor and Jones on this fucking thing, and there's no doubt about it. Plus, you got dullards like Long Island Luke who somehow don't understand the significance of.
We'll let the people decide. All right, thank you very much. We will let the people decide. All right, results to come at the end of the show.
But look, I'll say this: my card is not as good, I think, in a lot of ways. However, I do have fewer criminals on it.
That is true,
and so I feel like I solve for that.
I wouldn't downgrade your card as aggressively. When you can go Makhachev Topuria, which is the best fight in the sport, you can go Merab versus Pantoja, 2 top 5 pound for pound guys,
surprising banger,
in separate divisions. I mean, it's kind of what you
also,
want.
I'll say this here, Long Island Luke. In terms of pure action, that's it. That's all we care about. What's the best fight on either card? Pure action.
Holloway Hooker.
Yeah,
that's
Holloway
true.
Hooker. So I feel like he doesn't.
McGregor Diaz will be sloppy action, right?
Yeah, but it'd only be 3 rounds because you've got 3 title fights.
True.
So you got, and by the way, Merab versus Pantoja would be 2 cats in a bag.
Yeah,
I mean, it'd be madness.
That'd be fantastic.
But Holloway Hooker is, I mean, you're going to go to GW Hospital when that's
Neither
over.
of us pulled Habib out of retirement, which I think was the right move. He's not coming.
I know. I thought about it yesterday when you sent the rundown, but I was like, he's not going to do it, especially if Islam's on the card,
Well, hey, vote now on YouTube. We'll find out.
I got to open this thing. When am I opening this thing?
Let's do it right now. Let's do it right now. We have a gift here. One of our best fans, Saul A. of Louisville. You know this man.
Very quickly, Long Island Luke, if people want to send us stuff and it's not poop or anthrax,
yes,
where can they send it?
There's a P.O. box.
Yeah, you could give out the address if you want. I think it's written right there.
P.O. We can write this down. P.O. Box 5757, and the address is 5555 Gerard Street. That's spelled Gerard Street. It's of New York, yeah?
No, Huntington, New York.
Oh, Huntington, New York.
Say that one more time, Luke. Please say that one more time.
Oh, yeah, here it is. Sorry, I'm looking at it. One more time. You can ship it to Morning Kombat, P.O. Box 57. The address is 55 Gerard Street, Gerard Street, and then Huntington, New York, 11743.
So this is a gift. That's 11743, the zip code. This is a gift to Luke Thomas from Saul A. of Louisville, one of our finest donks. Maybe a contender for Donk of the Year, Luke,
I don't have anything to cut it, so I have to just rip it open like a idiot.
Wow, just toss it. Yeah, we didn't need it.
Oh, my God.
Yes.
Yo.
Dime bag.
Which camera do I show? This one? He got me a dime bag.
Oh, dude, that's awesome.
Doll, essentially.
Action
a toy.
figure. A dime bag Daryl action figure from Pantera. That is awesome.
And he's even got he famously had his goatee dyed different colors. Look at this. He's even got the goatee. I don't know if you can see the goatee.
Saul likes good rock and roll too,
dude,
man.
Brother. Saul. That is so nice, dude. Thank you so much.
We definitely will not make moves on his wife when we invade his house. Definitely not.
I can't guarantee that BC won't bang your wife or try to.
Stuff. Yeah, I would be the meat in a marriage
dude,
sandwich.
Thank you. So conscientious, so thoughtful. Very cool. This is definitely going to go on my bookshelf behind me.
Yes, it will. There you go. All right. Saul's back. LT's back. You want to know what else? Football is back, folks. And so is your shot at big wins. With DraftKings Pick 6, the official daily fantasy partner of the NFL, your game day instincts can score you real money. So here's the play. Just pick more or less on 2 or more player stats. We're talking about breakout rookies, elite QBs, any of these position players that can score these stats. You can unlock the upside every snap brings. The better your calls, the bigger your payout. For example, we've got Monday Night Football this evening. The Detroit Lions will be at the Baltimore Ravens. Luke Thomas, when we're talking about things like more or less, when I'm talking about receiving yards, all right, from Brown of the Lions at 71.5, you know what I'm saying? Amon Rob, same. I got to watch more NFL, Luke. I'm like, Herman Moore, what?
How about
You know
this?
what
They got any numbers on Lamar in terms of rushing yards?
I can talk to you about Lamar Jackson's over-under, more or less 45.5 rushing yards.
Oh, I'll take
Lamar
the over
Jackson.
on that. I'll take the over. I bet you he gets 70.
When we're talking about passing yards for Jared Goff of the Lions, 258.5. Are you going more or less against this Ravens defense?
Ravens are good. I'll say less.
There we go. There we go. If you feel like you know a little bit more than LT and I, as I mispronounce names, here's what you need to do, okay? You need to download that DraftKings Pick 6 app right now. And Luke, why don't you tell them about that kickoff bonus?
All right, here's how it's going to work with the kickoff bonus. New DraftKings customers will get $50 in bonus picks with just a $5 entry on your first pick set. So this season, play your player instincts. Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app now and use the code COMBAT. That's COMBAT with a K. Play just $5 and get $50 in Pick 6 bonus picks. Make the call, ride the upside in partnership with DraftKings Pick 6. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org in Connecticut. Must be 18 plus. Age and eligibility restrictions vary by jurisdiction. Pick 6 not available everywhere, including New York and Ontario. Void where prohibited. One per new customer. Bonus awarded as non-withdrawable Pick 6 bonus picks that expire in 14 days. Limited time offer. See terms at pick6.draftkings. Excuse me. One more time. See terms at pick6.draftkings.com/promos. Sorry
All
about
right,
that.
we got a couple more news items before we debut. Two guys, one segment. Orange A Trois. Yeah, that's what people have been waiting for, Luke. A threesome on this show. You know what I mean?
I've been saying
okay.
we should have Angela White in here.
All right, topic number 3 takes me to this. October 11th, the UFC Fight Night Rio card down in there in Brazil. Well, that main event took a hit after an injury to Rafael Fiziev pulled him from that. Calls were made to many other big stars. The problem, according to Charles Oliveirato, who wants to remain on the card, is that those big stars are not answering. They were offered to replace Fiziev on late notice. They have turned it down. So, Luke, we'll get into what was said here, but right off the top, when you heard the news that Fiziev was out and Charles Oliveira needs a new opponent to save this card, who would be the perfect opponent in your eyes to sub in against Do Bronx?
Man, well, we kind of knew what the answer was. And we kind of knew the answer was BSD.
God of War.
Benoit Saint-Denis. But it looks like either he denied it.
Let's see the tweet from the manager here. We have an update there. Yeah, and I needed the other slide, the other one. All right, there we go.
Yeah.
No, that's not it. Here, I'll just read the quote if you can pull that down,
yeah,
please.
no worries.
The quote from BSD's manager was, "We respect Oliveira far too much to take it that way. This kind of fight needs preparation." So BSD says no. If we can show that Gamrot tweet, we do know that Mateusz Gamrot says, "Respect Charles Do Bronx, but I told UFC straight, I want to face you in your own house. This will be a true masterclass on the ground, and I'm ready to prove it." LT, when you look up and down, there are a few names that could make sense. This is a quick turnaround for Oliveira after getting sent to hell by Topuria in the vacant title bout.
Yep.
How do you save this?
Well, this is tough. There's not a lot of good options. In part, this is kind of a story of like where we're at. I mean, we didn't really mention this. We're talking about the White House card, but if you exclude fighters like Jones, who's basically done, Rousey, who has been done, Conor, who is basically not quite done, but certainly at the tail end of his fighting career, or pretty close to it anyway. Diaz, similar thing. It like destroys the power of that card to be special. I mean, you can still have a very good card, but you cannot have a special one. We could have done
Chandler Gaethje too. That would not have been bad, right?
Chandler Gaethje 2 could have been, and you could still do that if they go the Diaz direction. Sure. So that's a big miss. I'm just pointing out, look at how central that is to make this work. Now we come back to the situation here in 2025 in the lightweight division. You're asking, who do we feel that with? Okay, Charles Oliveira sitting at 4 BC. Fiziev was sitting at 10. Let me go through these names to see which ones could work and couldn't inside the top 15.
Sure.
5 is Justin Gaethje. You could do that. We've done it.
That's a step backward because he's technically still in the title picture. We don't know which direction the UFC is going to go for Topuria.
And in any case, to the point you raise, he's unlikely to take it.
And if he doesn't get Topuria, he's going to get whichever whichever one out of Patty or Saryukian doesn't get it, correct?
That's right.
That's what
right.
you think?
And then you have Dan Hooker. You could go that direction. I don't know if Dan would take that, though.
Dan, I believe, is getting... What fight is Dan being talked about right now?
Is he injured, or does he have a fight locked up already, Long Island?
I don't think he has anything
I
left.
thought he was being talked about for a fight. Am I
Okay,
wrong on that?
then you've got Patty, who's just... They're going to save him for something else. They're not going to do that. You got 8, Mateusz. Yes, Mateusz is a good candidate to fill in. And by the way, not for nothing, a fight. Forget the size of the fight.
Sure.
Forget the star power. How good is a fight between Gamrot and Oliveira, given the wrestling and then jiu-jitsu and how they match up? I think pretty exciting, actually. I think one of the few times you could say a Gamrot fight would be really fun.
Sure.
All right. Then you got Beneil Dariush. By the way, he was cornering a guy over the weekend. I talked to Beneil. One of the nicest guys in the sport, by the way.
Salt and pepper for days.
Okay, I don't know if he's ready, but Beneil versus Oliveira could be a lot of fun. Did they fight already? No, I don't think that they did.
I thought they did. Long
Did
Island
they?
Luke knows more about MMA than me.
I cannot
Top of my head, no. If they did, it would have been like 10 years
Yeah,
ago.
yeah,
I
exactly.
mean, you're not doing Max Charles Oliveira, too. on
Exactly,
short
no.
notice.
So you got Fiziev at 10. That's out, obviously. Moicano at 11. Moicano is also a candidate.
We got some footage here from Moicano.
What does
now,
he say?
It will be no volume, but I can read to you the translation from Brazilian to English.
Okay, let's see it.
If you would play that. What's up, my people? Here's the deal, says Moicano. Bro, I'll cut to the chase. A little birdie told me Fiziev got injured during training. My man, so here's what I'm asking. First things first, UFC Brazil. First, everyone here wanted to see Renato Money Moicano fighting in UFC Brazil. Now, Moicano versus Charles Oliveira makes total sense. Man, with all due respect, it's not an easy fight. I wouldn't be in camp, but a main event against Charles in Brazil, couldn't say no. So I'm not just hyping myself here.
All right.
I want to ask you all, my friends, let's hype this video together. We can comment and share. End of video. There you go. Luke?
I got it dead wrong us in real time here. Charles Oliveira and Beneil fought like 2 years ago.
I thought I remembered
Dude,
that.
I can't even remember this shit.
It was
anymore.
right after Charles lost to Islam. He bounced back by knocking out Beneil.
Oh,
in,
that's
like, the first
right.
round. Yeah.
That's right.
Luke,
okay.
Moicano's ready off no
all right.
camp.
So
Is this the way to go?
take Beneil off. So now you got the two best candidates are Gamrot and Moicano. Chandler, they're not going to do. Benoit, we established can't do it. Grant Dawson at 4 seems an unlikely candidate, and then Hoofy just got his ass kicked, so he's out of there. So your best two choices are Moicano and Gamrot. Now, as a fight, I honestly would be a little bit more interested in Gamrot, but I think that the smart money is probably on Money Moicano.
That would be a fun-ass last-minute fight to throw together. Moicano has done this before. He's not afraid to go in there and bang.
Experience.
He took the title fight on no notice that night when he already had a card.
Experience, black belt in jiu-jitsu. I would still pick Charles to win, but remember, there's big questions about Charles and that devastating KO he just took and what he's going to look like coming back like this. By the way, if you're worried about that, Gamrot makes a little bit more sense in my view because I don't think he's quite the striking threat that Moicano is. But
well, Charles was upset that a lot of those options that could happen, he's finding out probably are unlikely to happen. And look, we got to go back to our friends at Cuervo here because Do Bronx don't like it. It's time for a little shots fired. And of course, Shots Fired brought to you by Cuervo. Now is a good time to enjoy the tequila that invented tequila. Here is Do Bronx speaking exactly on this topic.
Todo mundo já sabe que meu luta do UFC Rio caiu. Só que olha só, não cai nesse papinho desses caras que estão aí. Ah, eu vou, eu vim, aquilo, porque o UFC tá batendo lá e todos eles falam, não há tempo pra bater o peso, não dá pra mim. Então esse negocinho de ficar postando na internet pra ganhar hype, esquece porque tá ficando feio. Vi um aí colocando não sei o que, o outro falando não sei o que, só que na hora que o UFC liga, o que vocês falam? Não dá, deu dor de barriga, quebrei o dedo, não sei, machuquei a mão. Então para com esse bagulho que é feio. Eu quero lutar no UFC Rio, eu que pedi essa luta, meu adversário machucou, aí mais uns 10 apareceu aí falando que ia lutar, aí até agora, sempre quando o UFC liga, pô, vamos lutar? Não dá, então para com esse bagulho porque tá feio, quer ganhar fama, faz outro bagulho, não fica com ideinha colocando que quer lutar comigo sendo que é mentira, beleza?
So, Luke, that was obviously in straight Brazilian for the audio-only listeners. He's just calling out the fighters saying, look, if the UFC calls you... Sorry, in Portuguese. Good Lord. Portuguese, yes, that's the language in Brazil. If the UFC calls you, he's basically saying, look, it's almost... Is he kind of saying it's your duty as a man, as a fighter, to say, yes, look, we heard from BSD's
which is
manager.
bullshit. It's not.
They respect him too much. Obviously, BSD's on the rise back up after some devastating defeats. is what Charles is saying in this point, because it seems like he was so aggressively into the idea of fighting in front of home for however long he has left in his career to be in this main event. Is anything what he's saying right?
No. I you can rationalize why someone in his circumstance might say the things that they say, but that's not the same as thinking that what they're saying is true. And that's kind of where I come down on this. He's probably a little bit concerned that something that is really important to him could fall through by no fault of his own. And I think he's either lashing out or trying to encourage his peers to be pressured by his statements. I think it's strictly utility and, to a degree, an emotional response. An understandable one, but that's what it is. But no, guys need to make decisions that are in the best interest of their careers. Maybe those align with Charles in October in Brazil. Maybe they don't. And if they don't, him saying you have an obligation is quite certainly a ridiculous thing to say.
Obviously, they could find a body, but it's like you want somebody of a certain name. Somebody
Moicano is plenty good.
Should Moicano be allowed to go 5 rounds when he's not in camp? Is that the right move?
That's up to him.
Do you just do a 3-round main event? Can you do that anymore?
You can do 3-round main events. It's up to him.
All right, interesting stuff. Long Island Luke, do you have a thought on this, on who should step in?
I like Gamrot, but given that it's in Brazil, I feel like Moicano probably makes more sense.
All right.
I don't know. When they chant, vai morrer, vai morrer, I mean, you're going to die. They love it. They love.
Yeah.
Dude, the Brazilians are nothing if not nationalists. You know what I mean? Like, they love that shit.
All right. Let's go to our fourth and final topic here before we get into a little bit of fun. Eugene Behrman, the head coach of City Kickboxing in New Zealand, caught up with our friend Dennis on Submission Radio and said last week that 36-year-old former 2-time middleweight champion Israel Adesanya has a couple fights left in him before he's ready to hang it up. So the quote exactly from Behrman was, as far as opponents, I don't know. Izzy's got a couple more in him. Just give him a fun fight. Give him something exciting. Give him something fun. I haven't really thought about specific names. We should leave it to the fans, I guess. Luke Thomas, you're a fan. Considering Adesanya's 36, he's lost 3 of 4. And has lost his last 3 and has lost 4 or 5 overall, all against elite competition. How much do you think Izzy has left? And who would be your choice for 2 fun fights on the way out?
I think that Behrman is a very bright coach. I think Eugene Behrman understands Izzy in ways that we certainly do not, and maybe even in ways that Izzy doesn't. I think he's been a trusted advisor and friend and mentor and, obviously, coach to Izzy for as long as they've had a professional relationship. And Izzy has been fighting for a very long time. When you look at the kickboxing record and it's not many, but some of the boxing fights as well, and then a very long MMA career, I don't think he has necessarily taken abuse in the sense of pound for pound. Each fight does he take a lot of abuse, but in the overall scope of his career, he has taken an enormous amount of abuse. So when Eugene says he's got 2 left, I think 2 or less is probably right. You don't have to have your next one be your retirement, but you should be exiting the sport next year, I think is what I would say. Okay. All right.
Are we identifying Strickland as one of the 2 you wouldn't mind seeing?
Strickland is one that you might want to get back, because I think Izzy, if you go look at his physique in that fight, he wasn't super dialed in, and I know there's been some issues.
He's kind of admitted without making excuses that mentally he just, for whatever, I forgot, he gave reasons, but he wasn't in it that night.
Right. So that's definitely one you could put on the list. Now the question is, and I know I put it on the White House card but partly out of restrictions. If you don't have those restrictions and you're just thinking of fights you can make that would matter to you, especially if you're Izzy as well.
Yes.
Like what can a 4th fight against Poatan?
Settle the rivalry at 205. Just imagine if Poatan loses to Ankalaev in the rematch.
Yeah.
And then you're like, okay, he's probably going to go to heavyweight, but before that, potentially even on the White House lawn, could you would Izzy want it, considering Izzy's coming off of one of the most amazing redemptive knockouts ever, regaining his title, coming off of, in their rivalry, regaining his title by knocking Pereira out. Even though we think Pereira's in better form and this would be at a weight class that would favor him, is that a fight the UFC should want if Pereira loses to Ankalaev?
If Pereira loses to Ankalaev, I think it takes on some new life. But if he recaptures the title, then I don't think there's really much to it.
Okay.
What I will say is you're kind of sleeping on the other one that I think could work, not because it's super big, but it's big enough. And again, what would Izzy want in that case? You could do the Blachowicz rematch as well. kind of get one of those. You say that. I actually, dude, sorry.
Wouldn't you rather do Whitaker 3 than that?
No, I don't have any interest in seeing that. Here's the interesting part for me. If you look at the fight between Izzy and Strickland and then Izzy and Blachowicz, the one with Blachowicz is actually a little more interesting to me. Now, that's not true in terms of the storyline for the Strickland fight and how Strickland had one of his best performances. It's not true in that case. Like, that one had a much bigger impact, in part because it was in the middle of the pandemic. And also, that was a huge win for Sean and very surprising to a lot of people, including you and me. So there's that. Yes, you could do another Whitaker fight, but honestly, like, he's kind of buried the hatchet with Robert. I don't know if he wants to get back in that mindset.
You're right. That's
the Poetan one. I think he could be talked into because it's 205.
All right. What about MVP? I know they're friends, but Michael Venom Page.
I think that's off the table.
Kamaru Usman in a fun meet in the middle.
I think that's off the table too. To your point, these are actually the more interesting ones, but they're off the table due to some of his, I think, allegiances. Whereas I do believe the Blachowicz fight, and I certainly think the Strickland fight feels like a no-brainer. But that Blachowicz one could be kind of interesting,
too. And no
too.
DDP rematch. I mean, DDP's going to be in probably coming off of the title loss. He's going to be in a big fight that could get him back into the title
Yeah,
picture,
I couldn't rule it out. I just don't find that to be the likeliest. They seem to be going in different directions.
Behrman and Dennis did talk about the Strickland fight, and Coach said, I think naturally as a fighter, Izzy wants to get that one back.
Yeah.
I think that's just natural. Izzy knows Sean got the better of him. You can't take nothing away from Sean that night. But I think Izzy or us as a team feel that we can definitely put on a better performance against Strickland. But that was his fight. Sean got the job done, and we held the title for a little bit, and that was his night. So there you go. Long Island Luke, do you have anything you want to say about this topic?
I want to see him fight Paulo Costa again. I feel like that'll be fun.
You need a fun one. That's not
nice
horrible.
Bounce back.
That is not bad at all. Colby Covington in middleweight? No.
I will say, dude, matchmaking is tough. It's tough generally, and I think it's really tough right now.
Shout out to Sean Shelby, Mick Maynard, and then that guy that they hired for that one time when he got to make one fight. No one's ever heard his name again. You know? That guy?
They also hired who was the WNBA either exec or former player that they hired. She made a couple of
really.
Yeah,
I didn't know anything about that. That's interesting.
Yeah. She made a couple of calls too. I forget her name.
All right, good stuff right there.
I'll look that
up. This podcast is also sponsored by Total Wireless, the official wireless partner of the UFC. And when you're streaming the fight or sharing those takedown highlights with your boys, you need a wireless action that keeps you close to the action. Wireless provider, Total Wireless is covered by the Verizon 5G network, so you don't have to worry about your connection being knocked out at the biggest moments. And even though it's not something you normally say about your wireless provider, they're in your corner. They got your back the whole way. The thing is, Total Wireless actually does every second of the day, keeping you covered for just $25 a month, up to 4 lines without sacrificing essentials like speed. And with Total, you get unlimited 5G data, so you can stay ahead of the action and keep up with every development that takes place. Total Wireless also understands surprise blows that'll knock you out. We don't need any of those, so there's no surprises. In fact, the price guaranteed for 5 years, tax isn't included. Sounds too good to be true. The thing is, it is good. Take it. It's here. The best fighters don't make it to the octagon alone. They have that all in support along the way. Find out what Total Wireless can do for you by visiting your local Total Wireless store or hitting up TotalWireless.com right now to find out whether Total Wireless is ready to be in your corner. 5G access requires a 5G capable device in a 5G service area. Monthly rate on the Total 5G Unlimited plan for new subscribers only applies only to the monthly rate for your plan. Additional terms apply. See the website for new details. All right. With that behind us,
it's Kelsey Plum.
Are you serious?
Yeah, she did some matchmaking circa 2020, 2021.
I did not even know that, and I'm a monster Kelsey Plum fan.
Apparently not.
Wow.
Well, you must be a fan of some other things.
Oh,
hey!
Unbelievable. But yeah, also true, but unbelievable. There we go. Hey, we got a new segment for you to kill some time. So here's the deal, okay? The premise is very simple. Your boy BC presents Luke Thomas with a number of categories and 3 options. Luke, when you hear the 3 options, your job will be to rank them in order of your most favorite to your least favorite, or from best to worst, whatever the category brings, and then explain why you did so.
Okay.
This one's called A Trois.
Oh, you don't have a specific animation.
I hoped we did, like something racy, but we didn't.
No, I faked it.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Topic number 1, okay? Rate these from best to least in your eyes entertaining UFC action fighters? Nate Diaz, Robbie Lawler, and Justin Gaethje.
Justin Gaethje's one.
Might be the number one all time.
Yeah, he's one. I'll go. Diaz has had some stinkers. I'll go Lawler 2, Diaz 3. Diaz has some that are better than Robbie's. That's true. But I think pound for pound, Justin's number one, among the three you mentioned, certainly. Lawler has some fucking bangers, and like over the course of many generations. And dude, have you ever seen his fight with Frank Trigg in Icon Sport?
No.
Right. This is what I'm talking about. Or knocking out Melvin Manhoef on Strikeforce.
Yes.
And then again, by the way, he got knocked out by Nick Diaz, but and Triangle by Evan Tanner, but like his knockout of like Tiki Gosen and Aaron Riley, and then he goes to all these other organizations, then comes back to UFC and goes on another fucking dude, it's Robbie.
Did you see Rory McDonald said he would be willing to do a trilogy with Robbie Lawler at the White House?
Please don't. Yeah, please don't.
I believe that Lawler and Gaethje, however you have them, are 1 and 2 in history. If not Nate Diaz, who's just one of many names you can consider, do you have a third in this category?
Y'all are sleeping on Max a little bit here.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean,
I thought Ngannou has some really fun fights too.
Okay, as long as they last. I mean, I think of him a little bit differently, but Chandler's had obviously Eddie Alvarez. These are other names. Poirier.
He hasn't fought as big of names, but you got to put Terrence McKinney on this list. Like, he's all action.
It does.
He's a lot of fun.
Someone gets finished within a minute.
But I mean,
it's kind of like my history.
Don't get me wrong. I really enjoy Terrence and the way he fights. Like, who doesn't? But like, if we're talking about all-time bangers, the significance of the bout has to weigh more.
Sure.
Yeah.
I think he's on his way, though.
Yeah, listen, believe me, he comes on, you're like, don't fucking move. You know what I mean? Like, this is...
All right, Luke, topic 2, we're 6+ years into this Morning Kombat experiment. We've had a lot of people running our show behind the scenes. All-time Morning Kombat producers, rank them from best to worst ability.
Wow.
Long Island Luke, Jay Aaron, or Manich.
I noticed you didn't put the son of Daniel Snyder on there.
I mean, he's a facilitator or coordinator. He doesn't actually produce, direct our actual show, does he? I mean, he's the Korean censor.
It should say directors, and
that would make more sense. All right, so one more time. It's say the 3 again.
Long Island Luke.
Okay.
Jay Aaron.
Okay.
Manich.
Now,
because Manich doesn't like when I use his government name on there.
In 2 of those 3 cases, I have a great deal of respect for their abilities. And in one case, I mean, you couldn't tell the difference between that and a colobus monkey slamming his fingers onto the keyboard. Out of respect for how much he's done for the brand, because on one level, I kind of see them as having been equivalently useful in the sense of running the board. But
would you say if there's 3 eras in MK, even though we've had other people like Gaff, we've had Mikey, we've had other people that were in that role, but in terms of like the live studio shows, these 3 have almost had their own eras, right? That's why I chose them.
I guess I've never really thought of it in those terms, but you might be right. I'll go Long Island Luke 1.
Ooh,
yeah, I gotta go 1.
Boyfriend
Gotta go
of the
1.
year,
Gotta go 1. I mean, he's done a lot for us. Been here through some interesting and transitory times. Manich is, I think we would all agree, a symbol of excellence.
Solid.
I mean, you can't.
Just solid.
Let me explain something to you. If Manich is the guy running your broadcast, you're gonna have a good day.
Yeah.
You're gonna have a good day. I can just say that without any hesitation. Now, by contrast, if Jay Aaron is on your broadcast, your microphones aren't going to work. YouTube is going to go in and out. And then the number one thing he's going to do when the broadcast is over and you're like, yo, what the fuck happened? He's not going to accept responsibility.
Yeah, that's also true.
Ever.
Yeah, thank you very much. That's
Meanwhile, if it doesn't happen often.
And he'll have a new single out at the same time.
Meanwhile, he'll be like, can I plug my new single where I further embarrass myself? Meanwhile, if something happens bad on a Manich broadcast, which is rare, very rare, he will take responsibility for it.
Yeah, he's a real man.
Jay Aaron will literally set shit on fire and be like,
wasn't me.
I don't even know what this is.
We even caught you on camera. It wasn't me.
He's Shaggy. It wasn't me.
Yeah, exactly.
We got you on video banging on the bathroom floor. It wasn't me. That's Jay Aaron.
All right. Orange A Trois number 3. Coolest Star Wars characters. I'm interested in this one.
All right.
Qui-Gon Jinn.
A fucking loser-ass bitch.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
Kylo Ren.
Another loser-ass bitch.
And General Grievous.
The motherfucker who's got like diabetes or whatever?
Oh, he's got like 8 arms with lightsabers.
Yeah, but his dogs like like that guy? And he coughed and shit?
He's kind of a badass, though, but he did die of COVID, I think.
No, I think he vaped too much. Yeah, and then he got COVID and he croaked. Okay. Hold on here. General Grievous, Kylo Ren, and Qui-Gon Jinn.
That better not be your order.
No. I'm just going through. I'm expected to put Qui-Gon Jinn first, and I want everyone to know Qui-Gon Jinn is one of the biggest morons in the entire Star Wars universe.
He banged Shmi Skywalker, Anakin's mom. You know that's the only reason why they stayed that extra day there, okay?
Schmass.
He died, didn't he? No, he died spectacularly against Darth
Maul. First of all, Darth Maul took his shit.
Well, it was 1-on-2, by the way, in that fight, because young Obi-Wan was there, too. Most importantly,
speaking of A Trois,
he wasn't afraid, because we would go on to learn, even though I support the Jedis, we would go on to learn that Yoda's fastball wasn't always there. There were blind spots, right? He was willing to defy Yoda because he believed in young Anakin. Or should we hate him for that because he became Darth Vader?
Dude, the Jedis are the biggest failures in the Star Wars
Mistakes
universe.
were made, but overall it keeps it all together.
It's impossible to overstate how stupid, blind, and what poor decision makers they are.
I kind of like that Qui-Gon wasn't always willing to go along with the pack there.
Here's the problem. Kylo Ren is the emo son of the greatest character, or certainly the greatest villain anyway, in the Star Wars history.
He's the third Menendez brother. He was willing to kill his own father.
Dude, we're doing Menendez brothers jokes. Holy shit. We are old. So you know what? I don't even think highly of him, but I have no choice.
No.
General Grievous 1.
Oh, wow.
Kylo Ren 2.
Wow.
And bitch-ass, loser, moron, idiot, Qui-Gon Jinn 3.
I disagree. I think they're almost, maybe Grievous 2, but Qui-Gon's got to be number 1.
Qui-Gon is a fucking moron.
He has a particular set of skills.
Yeah, and they're called irrational decision-making.
All right. Let's go to topic number 4 on A Trois. Smashable female countries.
What the fuck?
Russia, Ireland, and Brazil.
Dude, how is this even a question? Brazil is number 1, and the rest are irrelevant.
You that's a big L. You just L'd on yourself.
How did I L picking Brazil? You pick Russia over Brazil?
Every day of the week.
Brother. Just say you're gay. It's okay.
Come on,
just come out and admit you fuck guys.
Look,
this is a safe space.
I didn't put Colombia on there. I didn't put all ones that would be guaranteed for you.
First of all, Ireland. First of all, let's just be clear. Ireland's an obvious 3. All right, listen.
I don't know. See, I have a thing for. I married a woman of largely Irish descent. Okay, I have a thing.
There are exceptions that prove the rule. It's Brazil 1, Russia 2, Ireland 3. I mean, Brazil number 1 with a fucking bullet.
Okay, there are times, yes, but not always. Though.
Pound for pound? Is that the argument that we're making?
Long Luke, can you weigh in on this without losing your
Brazil's
boyfriend?
number 1.
Yeah, I mean, this is
what is wrong
the
with
easiest call.
All right, I guess different strokes. You know, and I have.
Yes, I like women.
Okay.
That's the difference.
All right, number 5 on A Trois. Probable conspiracy theories. Khamzat Chimaev's weight miss versus Nate Diaz that rearranged the card. 9/11 and the Apollo land mooning.
Now, when you're asking me probable, so we're asking which of these are the most probable?
Most to least probable.
Okay, moon landing is last.
So you think it happened?
Yes, I do think it happened.
You really believe that they landed on the moon and it was not a studio in Hollywood?
I don't believe that the evidence that I've reviewed about there being a studio...
I thought that's going to be your number 1, dude.
As most probable? No, it's the least probable. We definitely landed on the moon.
Okay.
Well, not you and me, but, you know.
Okay.
All right, so that's 3. Now, what is the conspiracy theory of 9/11? So I'm actually not, so I know what the Apollo moon landing is. NASA. Hold on.
I'm not sure jet fuel can bend those steel beams.
Okay, hold on. Right. So I know the moon landing is that it was faked. Khamzat Chimaev, Nate Diaz, they
decided to potentially save the third Conor fight. Let's not let him get smashed there. Let's just flip it.
Okay.
But they would have had to tell Khamzat to miss weight. So you're saying I agree that was a decision that they all
made. And the 9/11 one is it's an inside job?
Yes.
Okay. I'll put that number 1. I mean, I'm not saying it's true. I'm just being forced to rank.
Probability, yes.
Yeah, I'm forced to make a choice here. I'll put that 1. I'll put Chimaev Diaz as 2, although that could probably be number 1. And definitely Moon Landing 3. Definitely Moon Landing 3.
Long on, Luke. You going with that same order?
Chimaev Diaz 1.
Yeah, I mean, I might regret that call. That might be the better one.
It's our last episode anyway, so don't worry about it.
All right.
Number 6, preferred cannabis consumption.
Oh.
Bong, edibles, and spliffs.
When you say spliff, you just mean like a joint, right?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
I don't know if you meant something else by it. Okay. The answer is... Now, you got to talk about the downsides of each.
Yeah, you're
All
right.
right, the bong, again, where are you going to blow the smoke? Are you going to do it inside the house
And
or
you're
outside the house?
destroying your cardiovascular.
And you got to get rid of that bong water because if it spills on the carpet, it fucking reeks. It's a whole thing, all right? You don't clean bong water if you spill it?
I mean, I haven't been an active bong user since 2003, so I'm not,
Edibles. Edibles to me are I had a doctor explain, obviously, it sort of intuitively tracks, but that is by far the best way to administer THC. For health, yes. The problem is dosing can be a little bit off, and
you got to wait on it.
Got to wait on it. Sometimes it's hard to regulate the dosing and the timing. And then the spliffs are the easiest, but it's not great for you.
You smell like it.
You can smell like it. Preferred is the way you put it. So this is for me.
Just you.
Bong 1, edibles 2, spliff 3. Ooh. If you had said, what's the most convenient, I'm putting probably spliffs or edibles number 1.
You're going to get the highest off of the bong without question.
But the bong, pound for pound.
Yes.
It's going to set you off right.
I mean, Long Island, look, the spliff option is a lot of wasted smoke. You got to be honest there.
No, it's all right. I mean, bong is obviously number 1. Edibles, I'm going to go number 3, though, because I've never really felt edibles. I've taken a lot of milligrams.
Oh, motherfucker.
Oh, God. Okay.
I will put you
I get
on
impatient,
your ass.
bro. I get impatient, and I end up taking a bong hit, or I fall asleep, and I just never get there.
Dude, I have had some edibles that have sent me around the fucking universe.
On long
and back.
flights? Yeah. There you go. All right, we got one more for you. Our 7th and final Orange A Trois. This is most to least embarrassing. Embarrassing MMA catastrophes. The New Year's Eve power slap, Justine Kish's Daily Double, or the Gringo Poppy comedy special.
Look at me.
Most embarrassing to least embarrassing.
No, not the camera.
That's not my opinion. It's yours.
You farted in the elevator, and now you won't sit here and own it. You can't make me do this. I'm not going to do this.
If you think one is the least embarrassing, then you just rank it that way, okay?
What is the New Year's power slap? Like that event?
Dana?
What?
His wife.
Oh,
Mexico?
Oh, gee. Okay, that's a clear number 1. Dude, that was international fucking headlines. Be
Went away
serious.
quick, though. It did go away quick. You gotta say that.
Okay, that's true. It did go away quick.
When people say Justine Kish, what do you think of?
Yeah, there's a little bit of,
when people say shop, what do you think of?
The Venn friend.
Very true. Top 10 heavyweight at
fucking hater.
Yes.
Knocked out Mirko Krokop. What have you done with your life?
CU fullback, yeah.
What have you done with your life?
Gives away trucks. I know, dude. All right.
I would actually go in the order that you put it. I would put Power Slap 1. Kish's Daily Double, I agree. That's a little bit of an inside thing.
There's something relatable about number 2, though. I mean, who does number 2
But the
work
thing about
for?
it is you're trying to shit on Brendan Schaub, which is a little annoying that you do it so aggressively.
I don't know
However, I
about
let it go because it's a show. But it's not even that. You've got MMA catastrophes. Well, I guess the first one doesn't qualify either because that wasn't MMA related specifically, right?
It was the biggest face in
world.
MMA.
Yeah, I'll go in the order that you have it.
Okay.
And also, fuck you for putting that on there.
That was Orange A Trois. Will it ever be seen again on the show?
I think it's got some promise, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think it's got some promise. I don't mind that one, actually.
Long Island Luke, can we update where we're at on this vote right now?
Yeah, let's see.
I would suspect you're winning.
523 votes. We got an even 70% for BC, 30% for Luke.
That sounds about right.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll see at the
you
end
went
of the
with
show.
the conventional one, but I want to say I had the handicap, which was I could not use as many criminals. And as a consequence, it severely limited what I could pick. Let's be clear about that. I mean, I could have picked some.
My favorite criminal is Fiona Apple, by the way.
My best friend has had a crush on her for 20 years, and I've never understood it.
I don't think you like white women.
I could. I just they not when they look like they haven't eaten in a week.
That's fair. That's fair. This is the next segment where you, the fans, get your voice heard every Sunday night at Morning Kombat on X, on Instagram. You know the deal. We put out a opportunity for you to ask questions, but you better come original. This one's called DMs from the Donks.
You better come original. All entertainers come original. You better come original. You better come original. All right, let's see what you got.
This first one's from @VonBeckCal. When are your, both you dicks, top 3 GOAT referees? I'm assuming he's asking, he or she, who are our top 3 referees in MMA history in terms of GOATs? Who are the GOAT refs? I mean,
Big John's probably
Big John's got to be there. And he was a very good ref too, right? I mean, like that's why you keep that
again,
job for
everyone's
that
going to point out mistakes that one or the other made, but
right,
I think
Big
in general,
John,
pretty good.
Both of us got to say Josh Rosenthal. Not only did he let Carwin Lesnar become what it became, he went to prison for moving Nate Newton levels of weed. And
Josh Rosenthal is one of the most underrated referees in the business.
He was very good. So I'm putting him on there. Are you going like Herb Dean? Are you going
Herb
Mark
Dean is certainly
Goddard?
Herb Dean is certainly one of the biggest names.
Who's the guy? Jason Herzog?
Here's the thing. People forget, like, Herb Dean, listen, he might make calls you like and might make calls you don't like. But early in his run, he had a series of calls that were extremely good. Namely, for example, when Frank Mir broke Tim Sylvia's arm, but he didn't break it at the joint. He broke it in the middle of his arm. And Tim Sylvia didn't care and kept fighting, and it was Herb who stopped it. But if we're talking about, like, skill,
Mark Goddard's pretty solid.
I think Goddard's on that list.
Herzog's up there.
Who are we forgetting?
Mario Yamazaki.
Who's the guy you love who took the point from Juliana Pena in New York?
Oh, that newest guy?
Vitor Shelin Ribeiro.
Yeah.
But he's famous because of what he did as a fighter and a jiu-jitsu athlete.
Well, I was going to say, speaking of what they did as a fighter, Frank Trigg, we got to throw in here.
Frank Trigg's in
He's
that.
been a pretty decent referee.
Yeah, he just got licensed, I think, in Nevada, right?
Dude, in boxing, I'm going Steve Smoger, my favorite. R.I.P., Hall of Famer. Mills Lane, the judge, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was always a huge Robert, what's his name? He's in the Hall of Fame. Robert Byrd.
Oh.
Actually, he's
she was judging XFC on
it's
Saturday
Adelaide's
night.
husband, but she was?
She was fucking judging.
Did she have it 118, 110 Canelo or what?
I saw her. I was like, holy shit, she's still fucking judging.
I mean, I love, dude, first of all, Smoger's a character and he's the best action fight referee ever. I always thought that
Larry Weeks was there too, by the way.
Tony Weeks.
Tony Weeks, what am I saying?
Tony Weeks could be my top 3 too, man. I mean, he's had some stinkers too, but he's had Corrales Castillo. He's had a million great moments.
He was the one that stopped that fight between Barroso and what's his face?
Rolly.
And it was one of the worst stoppages I've ever fucking seen.
All right, let's see what we got next from the fans here. At Tori O'Neill, what is the best, quote, beat them at their own game moment in MMA? Oh, I like this. Gabriel Gonzaga head kicking Mirko Krokop or Fluffy Hernandez subbing Rodolfo Vieira are the first ones to stick out to me.
Dude,
so you're beating somebody at what they do best.
Yeah. In this particular case, he's asking for more than this.
Beating them with what they do best.
Yeah,
right?
but in this particular case, those two he put, they're both good choices. The Gonzaga one is much bigger.
That's the go-to. It has to be the go-to.
Because Mirko was a huge star. He was a big acquisition for the promotion. Yeah. And Gabriel, I got to tell you, he was not thought of as the guy that was going to give, maybe on the ground, he could give Krokop some problems, and then he fucking head kicked him. The other one would be a little bit of Kevin Randleman knocking out Mirko Krokop. It didn't happen with the kick. That's why Gonzaga's a little bit bigger. But him doing that in Pride was a huge, huge upset at that time.
Yeah.
Let me think. What's a great example of what do you think?
2 kind of recent title fights. How about Yuri subbing Glover? No one thought Yuri was going to fucking
I mean, it was
sub
at the
Glover.
end of a 5th round of a wild-ass fight.
And then you could argue, I guess, Strickland over Izzy. Like, if I told you that fight was going to stay standing for 25 minutes, you would think Izzy would win that?
Yeah. What about GSP? I mean, taking down John Fitch and beating him up. Taking down everyone, beating him up. Like, it was a big. He did that to all kinds. BJ Penn taking him to the ground.
That's a real question from a real fan.
That's that's actually a really great. Like, who beat him at their own?
I feel like
game?
Woodley for a stretch was purposely aiming in the direction of what's your skill. I'll beat you. I'll do it better than you, and I'll beat you.
Yeah, there's not many guys who can do that because now to be really good, you got to be kind of lopsided.
Or I guess Woodley really would just try to take away that one thing. I don't know. You can argue.
Yeah, but I mean, here's the thing. Like, there was definitely, GSP would, yes, he was trying to position himself to his strengths, but sometimes that meant going through theirs to do it. Yeah, it's a good question. It's a great question. I hope you give a better answer.
What else we got here? From at lowercase 3, if Luke had to take 4 to 5 current or retired MMA fighters and add them to the Commanders, who would he pick? I could see Aspinall being a monster off the edge on defense. Did you see your coach got trucked by the quarterback?
Yeah, Marcus Mariota just ran right into him. But he stayed on the sidelines with a blood. Dan Quinn.
I don't know.
Former Falcons. He was the guy. Remember when the Falcons went up 28-3?
Yeah. You're right. That was that guy. Yeah.
Dan Quinn. Okay. Definitely picking Big Tom.
Okay.
Right? Definitely picking Big Tom. And that's about it. I mean,
you're not going to put Brock Lesnar at nose tackle? No, he's not available.
Also, he's in his 40s. He couldn't make it. He couldn't make an NFL team in his prime.
Greg Hardy, linebacker. All right, which actual? I mean, you'd probably. Well, I was going to say you'd favor heavyweights, but it doesn't have to be. It could be somebody super athletic that could play a skill position.
Jose Aldo at kicker.
Yes.
No, that's crazy.
Muhammad Usman at right guard, probably.
I guess. Who in the UFC at all has any NFL background currently?
Dominic Reyes.
Played cornerback for Stony Brook, Division I.
And I think he was on a couple practice squads. Eric, your boy Anders also.
Dude, Brendan Schaub had a cup of coffee in the NFL.
I know, but he's in his 40s now.
Okay, I'm just speaking facts, all right? I'm trying to turn back your anger at that segment we did.
I don't have any anger. I'm just teasing. Can I make jokes on here without people thinking I'm like enraged with fucking...
Probably not.
Jesus Christ, settle down, everybody. It's just for fun. I don't know how to answer this one because, dude, these NFL players are fucking enormous. Did you see the video? You've not seen Long Island. Look, did you see the video of Patty meeting, I think it was someone on the Vikings? Did you see this? No? So this dude is like one of the biggest guys in the NFL. He's like 6'8" and like 370. I mean, an absolute... And you get the video is funny because Patty meets him and like the entire time in his Scouser accent is like, I didn't know they made humans this size. Like he can't fucking believe it. You just don't have enough athletes to send over like that, dude.
No. I mean, how tall is Joaquin Buckley? Could he play a skill position? He's just
he's short. I mean, he's stout, but he's short. He's short.
It's interesting. I mean, Reyes has the background. I'm trying to think of who else has like a pretty high level football background.
I mean, dude, if we're talking about the days, seriously, Brendan Schaub or Cain Velasquez?
Eric Anders played linebacker for what, Alabama?
Alabama. Yeah, because I used to interview him. He was like, I like Kirby
played
Smart.
D end, right, for Tennessee, was it? OSP?
Yeah, but dude, where is he? He's like late 30s, early 40s. Okay, I don't even know where he's at.
I'm trying to answer the question.
I don't think you can. I don't think you can do it.
Okay. Right.
Now, if I can draft around, it might take me a little bit of Henan Fajera. It might take me a little Anatoly Malikin. He's a little fucking, he can play a little free safety, right?
True.
Go and just smashing people. But if I got to pick UFC, I'm kind of limited.
That's true. All right, let's see what else we got here. From at @VSanchez_88. What fights, MMA or boxing, are you most looking forward to for the remainder of the year? Dennis from Submission Radio asked me this when I was on with Long Island Luke, and I said boxing-wise, even though it's not like crazy marquee big, I cannot wait for that November Devin Haney, Brian Norman Jr. fight. Like, that's a real-ass fight. I am ready for that fight. Like, let's go.
Are there any super fights on the horizon? And I'm not talking Jake Paul and Tank Davis.
Around January, they're trying to make that Teo versus Shakur fight, which will be big. That's big.
Okay, that is big.
What else we got? Yeah. So early next year, they want to make Inoue versus Nakatani.
That would be really big.
That would be really big. What is there anything on the calendar that's? I mean, I love this MSG card so much. I cannot wait for Islam JDM. That is a badass fight.
Yeah, that's a huge one.
With Weili versus Valentina on the co-main.
Also big. Yep. Probably. I mean, I don't think mine are going to be too dissimilar from yours. I guess I'm more just waiting to see like how they're going to make that White House card, and again, not just how they make that, but how they make everything around it.
Yes,
because it really will just tell you what is available, and I don't know.
So that same November Turkey card, Ring Magazine card that Haney's going to be in the co-main event. You're going to get David Benavidez in the main event, Artur Beterbiev in the a little bit further down on the card, and some are wondering, right? Either of them could fight Bivol next, for all we know. But I saw Max Kellerman on that new Ring show that he has talking about like, if they did Beterbiev versus Benavidez early next year, that it could be one of the most violent, savage fights we've ever seen in boxing.
That is true. Yes.
Could you imagine how exciting that fight would be?
That would be tremendous. Yes, that would be. If they put that one on the calendar, that's my number one.
Damn.
Yeah. But I feel like right now, I can see some things coming. But as it stands, we're answering the question today.
Yeah.
We don't really have a lot we've got some things on the calendar,
Some
but not a
things.
ton.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, Long Island, look, what MMA fight is tickling your fancy?
It's got to be JDM Islam.
Yeah, let's go. Let's get that thing. Let's get it. Do we have any more of these questions from the fanatics? At MT Booble, you can book any 3 artists or band. Oh yeah, any 3 artists or bands from any point in history for one singular concert. Who opens? Who's the feature? Who's the headliner?
Wow, what a question that is.
Great question.
You go first.
All right, I'm opening.
Any era.
I'm opening with 1982 Van Halen. All right.
Panama.
I mean, they'll just kill. They'll kill. They'll absolutely kill.
Yeah, they'll slay.
I will go Radiohead at number 2.
Fuck those.
And give it to me on the Kid A tour. Give it to me like Radiohead from 2000, and then I'm going the Jimi Hendrix Experience to close.
Damn.
And I'll take it. I'll take it any way I can get it. Okay, that's about a 4-year window. So any point during that stretch.
Man, I'm gonna act like I'm the audience for this.
Okay.
I'm not gonna make a concert that I'm trying to sell tickets to.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna do the turkey thing and making it for me.
Yeah.
All right.
It's all about you. Yes.
All right. So
HE is HIM. We know this.
Yeah. My headliner, you're gonna laugh at me. As soon as you said it, I knew exactly what I wanted to do for my headliner.
Dying Fetus?
No. Stevie Ray Vaughan, I would go as my headliner.
Trouble, yes.
Yeah, dude. Stevie Ray Vaughan is special.
Dude, and I mean, obviously I've never seen him, but seeing videos him live is just tears.
I know. I have a friend of mine.
things
He's older
apart.
than me. He's in his late or mid 50s. He saw SRV play before he died, and I was like, "What was that like?" And he was like, "A fucking
insanity,
like religious
Yes,
experience."
yes.
Okay, so that I'm gonna go. That one's my number 1
Great pick.
for my co-main or whatever the fuck we were calling it. The not the headliner,
feature.
the feature, whatever. I'm gonna go.
I was thinking like first tour Guns N' Roses.
No, I've seen Guns N' Roses a bunch. I don't have any
No,
desire.
I'm talking about when they were young, like
Yeah.
when they had it.
Honestly, I'm gonna go Prime. You're gonna laugh at this because it doesn't match. Okay, it doesn't match at all. I'm gonna go Prime Tupac.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Prime Tupac.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
I mean, come
okay.
on now. If we're dreaming, let's dream.
Okay. I thought you were gonna go Apathy or like,
No. And then my opener. Now that's the tough one. That's the one I'm having a little bit of trouble with. But you know what? I think I know what I'm gonna say. It's again, I'm not making a concert to sell tickets to. I'm probably gonna go Prime. So let's say what? 94, 95? Alice in Chains.
That would not be bad
Right?
at all. That would be so badass.
I don't think that's the worst show I've ever seen, you know?
Long Island Luke, you going Pearl Jam on the 10 tour or what?
So I was going to leave Pearl Jam out just because I've seen them. I was going more people I've never seen. I was also going to do Alice in Chains, like pre-Lane
Yeah.
in a
Yeah.
way. I was going to do not Soundgarden, but Temple of the Dog pre-Chris Cornell.
And
Wow.
fuck Temple of the Dog.
Yeah.
No, fuck you.
Yeah.
And third of all,
I don't mind.
I was going to
Steel
say
and bread.
I was gonna say Rage because I've never seen Rage.
I've
and I
seen
would really
Rage
like to
twice.
see Rage.
Yeah, I've seen Rage twice.
To
But
me,
then-
it's more about seeing a band like at their absolute apex,
Yes,
or
that's right.
you know, I mean, like if you said
I
Led Zeppelin
saw
had-
Rage in 2000.
If you're like Zeppelin in '72, your face would be peeled off. You
Yeah,
know what I
yeah.
mean, it'd be insane.
And what was the last one?
I was gonna say when you said Tupac, I got thinking, and I was like, you know what? I would see Biggie probably.
I would see Biggie too.
Wow. Great.
Yeah.
Hey, great questions today. Thank
Yeah, those
you,
are pretty good. Yeah.
MT Bull. That's it, right? Long Island.
Yeah, it's
All right, we got one more segment for you. It's where we pick through the kernels of my fecal material to find the best.
I don't like it when you say that.
Okay, I'm sorry. We scour the internet for the
I
highs and lows.
Because I actually like this segment, but I hate that.
The good,
I'm
the
like,
bad, the ugly, the in between, to try to make this rock of a man move emotionally. This one's called "Have You Seen This Shit?" Hooah!
small bit of breaking news. Small bit.
Hooah!
Small.
Yeah.
Diego Lopez has thrown his hat in the ring to fight Charles Oliveira in October.
Oh wow!
Up at 55.
That's a little ballsy.
How do you feel
right
about
there.
that? I saw him. He was at the event on Saturday. I saw him.
Oh God, I would love to see something kind of weird and random like that. Yes, I'd be well into that.
Yeah,
Let's go.
That's cool, right?
Okay. Here's
That's a
shit
pretty
time.
quick turnaround. I know his fight only lasted 2 rounds, but he got kind of hit a lot in that
He
fight.
did get hit a lot, yeah, by the Lord himself. Brock Lesnar returned to the WWE ring for the first time in a while here Saturday at age 48 at Wrestle Palooza.
Dude, look.
Luke,
This
he was
is, you know what this is?
juiced to the damn gills.
This is HGH and filet mignon over and over and over again. And you know what? You know how mad I am at this? Not at all. I mean, zero.
And he squashed John Cena there in that first PLE in the ESPN era.
Why is he still wearing the MMA gloves? I don't quite get that part.
Why is he still wearing the penis sword tattoo? Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's part of the gimmick. But Luke, like, please put that back up.
Yeah, first of all.
Do you remember when he took the shirt off?
Mount Rushmore team titties. Mount Rushmore.
Oh, my God. First team all, yeah. When he took the shirt off at UFC 200, when we hadn't seen him fight in years, and we were like, oh, my God. This almost reminds me of that. It's a little bit different, but to see the abs that big.
Yeah, I don't know why he's got 7 haircuts, but everything else looks, I mean, God bless him, right?
That is, that's
Did I see on Twitter he beat John Cena?
He beat the shit out of him.
Is that significant?
Well, yes. In some ways, it's like a repeat of their first 2014 SummerSlam when they famously had a match where Brock just beat the shit out of him in less than a couple minutes. People were upset because this is part of John Cena's retirement tour. So a lot of people were happy to see him, and then Brock just rolled over him. But it's to tell a longer story. I think a lot of people are actually upset about this pay-per-view because it felt very, I'm hearing secondhand, it felt very corporate. It felt very,
well, that's where we
where
are.
we're at right now. Hey, let's check in on the subway system. So much for gun control, Luke.
Yeah. This is that's an everyday ride on the New York City subway, is it not?
Well, people tend to smell on the subway, so there is a way to fix that.
Bro, this is how. Oh, she hit him a little bit too.
Dude, imagine just having the balls to be the arbiter of justice on the subway. Be like, no, you smell here.
Bro, that's some shit you see in like high school.
Yeah, that was great.
You're asking, how do fights start on the subway?
Exactly. Want to see a new boxing combination? Watch this.
Yeah. Dude, you meet some dogs and their tails whack you when
insane.
It's insane.
It's insane how much it hurts. Yes. It was homecoming time for Terrence Bud Crawford in Nebraska, leading the Cornhuskers out at Memorial Stadium against Michigan, dude. Hell yeah.
Remember, man, there's no fucking pro sports team here. Like, the Huskers are the dudes.
Yeah. Dude, they've given him 168 as his number. I love that.
They did?
That's the way he's wearing on his jersey.
Dude, I didn't even notice. I wasn't even paying attention. Wow.
Dude, that is so badass that they embraced him this much. Remember, they updated the Nebraska Cornhuskers Twitter account after the fight with his
face.
Picture.
Dude, that is good for him.
Well, it continued. Here is Bud getting the crowd fired up by.
That's me at the hotel room when I first get there after getting off the plane. And that's me when I'm done.
Memorial Stadium also used this image of Bud from the fight to try to distract the Michigan kicker, and it would work because Nebraska would win the game. But that's pretty awesome. Right
there. Someone posted the video of the other day when he was like beating up Spence. And I think it was like the second time he knocked him down. He looked over at Charlo and he's like, "You're next, dude." You realize he would have smoked Charlo, right?
He would have absolutely.
He would have fucking smoked him.
Bonus Bud footage. Here's his dancing skills at the Indiana Boxing Hall of Fame. What do you think about this?
You know what?
Did he smash?
She wanted. God bless him.
Well done, Bud. All right.
Hey, are all the videos today without any sound or just the 99% of them?
Let's go to Australian boxing from over the weekend. This is from the weigh-in. Check the attire on this fella.
Okay. All right. I mean, and you're zooming in. Did they pull this guy? Is that the Unabomber? Did they pull him from
Pyle, dude.
Did they pull him from the maximum security prison?
Thong. Amazing stuff. Speaking of college football, Luke, watch these names on the sideline. I know this is an old clip, but that is fantastic, right?
I met a few.
Yes, you have. There you go. Let's go to Coach Lane Kiffin throwing the alley-oop on the sideline. I love this stuff. After a big play, they get to do this.
Who does he coach? Ole Miss?
Yeah.
Oh, that's sick.
Is that Ole Miss? Yeah, that is, right?
Yeah.
I'm into that kind of stuff. Shout out to that. Let's go to Michael Irvin hitting the siren at the Miami game.
Yeah, once again, this is me off the bird at the hotel.
Look, he did this till he was dripping sweat, dude. Yeah. He gets after
That's
it. That's
BC behind me watching me do it.
Yeah. Luke,
Michael Irvin, I you know what was funny? I got my hair cut the other day, right?
Yeah.
And I was in the barber shop, and
$100?
he had the I think it's an NFL Films documentary playing. Do you remember when Michael Irvin got caught in that hotel?
Yes.
With the women and then the drugs?
It was probably the Netflix documentary about the Jerry Jones Cowboys.
Maybe that's what it was. I don't remember.
Yeah.
But I guess I don't. When was that? Like 95?
It was after they won the third Super Bowl in 4 years. It was like during that offseason, and it was kind of like the beginning of the end for that.
I memory hold the whole thing.
Yeah.
So I was sitting there watching that, being like, dude, this fucking guy has been.
He got so lucky he didn't go to jail when they
they gave him a sweetheart deal.
They did.
He's had half of Colombia up his nose.
Yes.
For 20, 30 years.
They had that White House where they just like did ridiculous drugs
It's
and things.
insane.
And like, yeah, okay. Oh, look, you know that saying, one man's trash is another man's treasure?
Yeah.
I mean, this dude just absolutely annihilated his hog. My goodness. My goodness.
Can you
We had to use all these planks here to wedge himself off this chair when he was done. Wow.
Bro, can you imagine if you put that under
On the
like
other
a
hand,
black light, you know what I'm saying? Or blue light, whatever.
Here, very nice. Standard. Good swivel. Wow.
Speaking of the Cowboys, Luke, here's one of their super fans. Is this cool or lame? Your choice.
I tell you what, people are going to hate. I actually kind of dig it. You can buy those things. I see them advertised on TikTok all the time.
It's time for MMA fighters in the wild. And here's Merab Dvalishvili watching the UFC card, finding out in real time during the weigh-in that Kelvin Gastelum did not meet the middleweight limit.
Because he missed weight.
I love Merab. I really do.
Dude, that got like Merab is always happy, right? Or seems that way anyway.
Yes.
But and I'm not saying he plays a character, but he loves to be, involved and social. But it looked like to me like he was kind of so caught off guard by that that the laugh just took him. You know what I mean?
Ray Longo said on the Anik and Florian pod that he thinks Kelvin Gastelum legit has like an eating disorder?
I did see that, and I honestly, I don't know what the truth is, but like, how could you even rule that out?
I should have put Gastelum Adesanya 2 on my White House card.
Damn.
At light heavyweight?
And that's not the worst call.
Let's continue in the wild. This week in UFC race relations, here's your middleweight champion, Khamzat Chimaev.
Now, in fairness, the first 3 of these guys are black.
Oh, boy.
Which is real bad. However, it is worth pointing out, once you get past the black guys, it just becomes not black guys anymore.
Well, I can tell you it's not racist because of his follow-up tweet here. Monkeys, men's, not referring black men. I'm talking about these people who are in the video. Well, it just so happens a lot. What are we doing
No,
here?
in fairness to him, there's a bunch of whites in there, too.
All right.
Michael Bisping's in there. I forget who else.
Let's go to Diego Lopez backstage after his most recent victory.
Ele tem muito boa defesa de derribe, não vamos ver que tão rápido se para. Quando
He just vomited.
Yeah, he drank too much Gatorade after the fight.
alguna cubeta?
Okay, here we go. There it is. Okay, we got the point. Thank you. That is.
That looks like the New York City subway.
Yeah, that
half the
was
time.
something right there. All right.
He looked fine on Saturday. He was there.
Yes.
By the way, a bunch of people mobbed him. He said yes to everybody.
That's wonderful.
Yeah,
you know, people always watching the show like, man, BC's so gross, blah, blah, blah. Yo, I grew up in the 90s with 90s TV.
They don't understand.
They don't understand. Let's go to the Ricky Lake show.
Mike, and the lower third says, wants to tell his Valentine crush she has, quote, bodacious bazongas. Dude, this is the most 90s thing
Yes, it was.
I've ever seen in my life.
From Springer to the NWO
to the way he
Generation
looks,
X.
to the
Yes.
graphics package.
Yes.
Like that is, what were the 90s like?
Baywatch.
That.
Baywatch in this. Okay, that was the 90s. MTV Spring Break with ridiculous things going on.
Just people dancing for hours
We
on
used to
TV.
watch that as a family. That's how I was raised, apparently.
Wow, really?
Yes,
My
I'm
mom
not
went
kidding.
down to, this is a true story. My mom went down to the cable company's office and demanded they block MTV in our house.
That is insane.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
a true story.
It's time for another round of Would You Eat? We've seen something similar to this before, but they call it the McDonald's burrito. Would you eat, Luke? corpse
Look,
grinder right there.
look at that fucking loser who's eating. Look at
Look
at
fat
that.
Dave Grohl, right?
This is diabetic Dave Grohl. Get this fucking mongrel
Dude,
off my
you
face.
would eat that. Come on.
I would not eat that. That's kind of gross.
I would try that in a second.
Do you know who you are?
Yeah, I have a black liver. I'm part of a society right here. Okay, thank you. Let's go to our next one. Would you eat peanut butter Oreos?
That's a yes.
That's not controversial.
That's a yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
that's a
into
yes.
that too.
Mhm.
I'm into that too.
I'll do that.
And finally, combining two of my favorite foods. Here's pizza with baked beans.
Oh, get this British bullshit ass.
Okay.
With the ketchup. You're a fucking. Dude,
I'll say
what's
this
up-
is not ideal, but would I try this? 1,000,000%.
Is this what they're serving people in fucking prison?
I would try it in prison. I would go to prison to try it. That's what I'm saying.
This is, I mean, if your food is worse than what you can get in an MRE, your food is the worst. I mean, dude, they eat dog food in England. I don't know how else
Have
to tell
you
you that.
ever put ketchup and baked beans on a hot dog? Because that's my preferred method.
No, okay. The answer is yes, but also having mustard and then some other stuff on there. So yes.
All right, let's watch this kick save and a beauty. Very relatable thing here. Watch this guy. Oh,
okay. All right. Shouts.
the
Shouts,
best
my
moment
guy.
of his life, by the way, and he got it on camera. Did you
Yeah,
see
why
that-
don't you keep touching that dirty ass handle to that or door to that fucking trash can?
Did you see that catch at the Mets game yesterday? I don't even know who they were playing. It was the
No.
other team. He went, the center fielder went back. It tipped off his glove. But
Oh,
then
he caught it off his foot.
He
Yes.
kicked it up in the air and caught it.
I did see that, yes. Mhm.
Fantastic.
That was pretty amazing. Mhm.
All right, this week in marriage affirmations.
Marry a guy who says things like, I'm proud of you. I can't believe you're mine. You're right. I was wrong. You can do it, baby. And 2 planes can't cause 3 buildings to collapse at free fall speed.
What you're looking for in a man, apparently. All right, let's go to the bar. You never know what's going to happen sometimes at the bars. Things break out, all right? Oh, watch out. Coming through. Clydesdales are here, Luke.
Where was this?
I don't know. That's wild, though.
Whatever that was, that's the most interesting thing that's ever happened in that place, in the history of that place.
Luke, you ever hear what happened to Meredith? Watch this.
This jacket, Meredith, to my mom. This is.
You'll never walk again, but that was an interesting clip, Luke. Wow.
Dude, her leg turned into fucking spaghetti.
Yeah, that was bad. That was really
How do you
bad.
knee bar yourself with cement?
I don't know.
She figured it out.
Luke, did you know that this superstar of the segment has a name, and her name is Celine? It's Cake Lady time.
Oh my God. What's up with this
We're
bitch?
heading outside, Luke. Look at that.
Yeah, just eat that shit.
Just eat asphalt.
Just eat it, yeah. Well, oh, yeah, I eat that
Oh,
chalk.
look at that phallic chalk. Yeah, there we go. That's great.
You know, are you ever not weird on camera? That's my question. Oh, yeah, cut that cake into the fucking... Yeah, why don't you eat some chlorine, you disgusting
Well, that's
witch?
coming next, Luke. Watch this. It's not water after all.
Oh, dude, she's a witch. From another dimension. Oh, yeah. Oh! Stop!
Keep it going, Celine. Here we
Yeah,
go, Luke.
you
Yes.
you fucking primate.
Oh.
Why don't you eat that? You disgusting, absolute voodoo witch. Dude, when she ate the suntan lotion bottle, I had enough. That was enough for me.
Luke, when you considered dressing today for the show, did it cross your mind jacket on or jacket off?
I know where you're going.
No, what do you mean?
Let's see.
That sounds better. Jacket on. Or jacket off.
I'm typically a jacket off kind of guy.
Yeah,
but it's a little chilly in here.
Especially in a hotel room. That's all the shit we can handle this week.
It ended strong.
That was,
It was a little weak at first, but it ended strong. It ended strong.
Thank you to Celine.
Dude, that cake lady, has she ever been normal on camera once in her fucking life?
No.
I'm gonna talk into the microphone and then just eat that motherfucker.
Long Island, Luke, do you think we could get her on the show?
I don't know. Isn't she in like Europe?
She's in
Does,
France.
does
but
she do
speak
cameo?
English.
Please tell me she does cameo.
Oh, that'd be great.
We need to get one of her cakes on the show. That's
Wow,
all.
listen to this.
Grab
Fighters
them.
removed from the Oh, you know what? No, never mind.
Never mind.
Never mind.
No, false alarm right here. That is the show that we have for you today. 2 hours of fury, brought to you by our great friends at Cuervo Total Wireless. DraftKings Pick 6. Great stuff right there. You can like and subscribe to what we're doing right here. Follow us on our extended YouTube handles, including the Main Card Minutes, Luke Nocita. Main Card Minute, sir, I believe this week is the championship round of prop quiz, right?
That's correct. You versus Shaq. Airing Friday. We'll record it this week. Looking forward to it. $100 on the line. Courtesy
$100.
of Salito.
Let's go.
Shout out.
Let me get that Benjamin. All right, let's go. Also, you can buy our exclusive merch this month. For the rest of September, go to morningkombat.shop right now. You want to join Black Liver Society? You can eat things like that McDonald's wrap. Or you can get dressed in a Luke Thomas Cracker Barrel t-shirt. Autographed TMNT posters. They're available, but they won't be here forever. Go to morningkombat.shop. And we are constantly adding evergreen items. Mix and match your colors. Outfit your abuela before she passes.
Okay, that's a little strong.
It'd be a nice gesture, though. Yeah.
I do agree with that.
All right.
Yes.
Anything else I'm plugging here? Oh, yeah. Contact the show. morningkombat@gmail.com. This Friday, we'll be back.
And big thanks
Saul.
to Saul. Look at this. One more time. Look at this.
Dude.
How cool is that?
This is Donk of the Year activity right here.
It really is. That is so
behavior
freaking cool.
Shout out to the late Dimebag Daryl. Matt Brown at that show, by the way.
Ages 14 and up. I qualify.
That is perfect right there. Don't share with Tukey.
I won't.
Luke Thomas, any message you want to give, uplifting messages to the viewers?
Thank you for watching the show today. We really appreciate it. We love you all, and we'll be back on Friday. We do have some fights this weekend.
UFC Perth is here.
That's right. And we got the comeback of Reyes, maybe. We'll see.
Let's see. Let's see.
So that should be fun.
Maybe he can get that Jones rematch,
Are there any big fights from boxing this weekend? No?
It's kind of low season again.
All right. Well, we'll see.
All right. That's it. For LT, LIL. Oh, yeah, that's it. Ken. We love Ken, right? It's the best.
Yeah. He's high.
All right. We're out of here. Peace be with you. Yes.